Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Winners Don't Use Drugs, presented by Engage James.
So quick. I was looking at the mic. My apologies.
Say your thing.
In crystal clear clarity.
All right, it's episode 125. You know, we're in the building. I'm Darius here with Steven looking at the mic. Look at the screen, bro. Nolan, how you feeling?
I'm here.
There we go. Nah, he's gonna
You're
open
here,
up.
man. That's what matters.
Yeah. Zach, how you doing off screen?
We're
For those
chilling.
who watching.
We're chilling.
Sounded good last episode too, man. I think
Yeah,
you may
man.
figured it out.
Yeah, eat it.
You are
Oh,
gripping that mic pretty. Hey,
I just wanna be able to talk about games and video games and not
what
have
you
it
mean,
veer
man?
off.
He's just gripping it really hard, firmly.
There it is. So you're gonna be the one today, not Nolan.
Oh, I gotta make up for Nolan. He's kind of.
He's on the down slope, but he's gonna get in there. Trust me, today's gonna be good.
Yeah. We'll get him
Okay?
in there. We'll get him in there.
This is a special episode. You know, we're supposed to do this way more often, but I decided to try to fill some big shoes and do another TimeSplitters. We're gonna be talking about electronic arts. You know, last time we talked about Capcom. Go check that episode out. Classic.
I
Capcom.
think it was like June of last year.
Yeah.
June or July.
It's around the time of summer games.
That was a two-parter.
It was two-parter. This might be, but it might not be because Zach's version was going to be very hard to top. But also that means the next one has to be done by one of you chums.
No.
Fuck y'all. I'm going to do like a friendly challenge to my friends to do something cool.
Fuck that. No, actually, you know what? I may do it, but you know what? This is gonna be the first time I'm gonna experience it firsthand. So
Okay.
so
I mean,
need
you
to-
are the Nintendo bitch. You could do Nintendo.
That's too easy though. And it's just going to be him glazing
I'm
for
gonna do like Microsoft.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know how to say it like that.
What is happening with you, bro?
I'm gonna do LucasArts.
That could be cold. That'd be,
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'll do.
It doesn't have to be just a company.
Yeah.
It could just be like we were talking about maybe doing like the development of Duke Nukem Forever
Yeah, you can pick
or
a
like
thing.
Anthem. But I guess we're gonna talk about that a little bit today, huh?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a part of it. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll think about it.
And if you guys picked a company, I think Nolan would do a good job with SNK.
Oh, it's gotta be some fighting game shit. Most definitely.
Well, SNK made a whole
I mean,
bunch of
SK
stuff.
made a lot of stuff before fighting games. So.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
But fighting games would definitely be the biggest part of it now.
That's the only part he's gonna talk about. All right, so
we'll
look,
talk about
this
some
game called Fatal Fury. It's like, bro, what happened before? Nothing happened.
Nothing
before.
happened. Okay,
Akari Warriors, I think. I don't know. Whatever.
it's like fucking shooting
Car
stuff.
Warriors is what about all times, man.
Yeah, no. It's,
What are you talking about? Like
ABBA?
Metal Slug and
Athena.
Athena. That's
they
right.
censored Metal Slug. They don't want us to really enjoy the game the way we're supposed to.
Basically, get to the SNK Classics collection. We'll just go through that.
That's what they're doing now in games. Y'all know that, right?
Nam,
censoring
was it
games?
It's censoring.
Nam 78?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's before Contra, right? Maybe after.
I think it was after.
Like the NES version, not the
Yeah.
not the arcade version. That don't count.
Yeah, I think just about anything SNK is after NES. Just about.
They probably did something on the Master System. That's not the NES though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, when he does the SNK episode, then we'll know.
Oh, so I'm doing the SNK episode.
Yeah,
You had no time frame on it. I'd put a time frame on myself because I felt like I wanted to do it before we got to the summer of games. I didn't want it to be like trying to do it around that time. And once it came in my mind, I was like, well, let me just see. You know, so it'll be a little different than what Zach did, but I'll still I'm trying to hit the highs and lows because, you know, EA people feel strongly about this company. Sometimes not in the same way that we got with Capcom, where it's like most of the time it was a lot of love. EA's got some ups and downs. But you want to know what one of their ups is though?
What's that?
This episode's game brought to you by Mass Effect 2. Nolan,
What was the eye roll for?
regale us with some Mass Effect 2.
Regale you?
Yeah, regale
Yeah.
us.
Tell us a tale.
Old wise one. Old.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I don't know what you want me to say.
What you remember about Mass Effect 2?
Just that it was like the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, and it became one of my favorite games of all time.
Hey, there you go.
This is like the example I usually use when I have to explain the difference between dumbing a game down and streamlining it. Mm-hmm. Some folks will say it was dumbed down.
Nah.
But
you could probably make that argument.
But
maybe.
But anybody who plays the original Mass Effect now, especially, would probably go like, "Hey, this inventory system's a little
it's a little limited."
No, it's perfect.
It's
perfect.
No, I'm talking about Mass Effect 1.
No, the inventory system Mass Effect 1 is a little bit of perfect.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like that
you got plenty of stuff.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Learn how to turn your stuff into Omni-Gel.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's so hard about that.
Yeah.
Just everything that's not 10 or higher, just Omni-Gel it.
I did like the different armors and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely was something I missed.
Yeah.
In Mass Effect 2.
Well, it was more to me of the visuals on your teammates, like changing their suits and stuff like that. Because I think that with Mass Effect 2, at least in my opinion, the things they did to compensate with the armor system, I thought was pretty cool. Like being able to make your own kind of sets or whatever like that. Like it was, because they didn't completely take it away. Like you said, they streamlined it. I just wish that instead of just having alternate outfits for your teammates, you could have gotten like pieces to put on them. Like I wanted a little more customization of those, like you got with Shepard. But I understand why you don't.
It's just the way they decided to go with it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a nice balance between all the options and then, not being overwhelmed with the options.
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, the second game was much more of an action game.
Right.
The first game was a little more action RPG.
Right.
And the second one was still RPG too, but it was much more action, more fast paced.
Yeah, which I think is, better for everybody, for more people.
I didn't like the first one. I ain't gonna be lying. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Oh God, I love the first Mass Effect.
Oh yeah,
which is funny because I wanted to hate the game so much because it was they stopped working on the game I was reading about for years before.
Oh, to my Dragon Age?
Yeah.
No, it's just space.
We'll get it
Dragon
eventually.
Age.
We got it
Space
eventually.
time.
Which didn't you get the Dragon Age armor in Mass Effect 2?
Yes, you
If you had
did.
Dragon Age, yeah.
Hey, just to let you know, hey, we ain't forgot
Well,
about
you got the Mass Effect 2 armor in Dragon Age.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Dragon Age 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was Dragon Age 2. Yeah.
Dragon Age 2. Oh, you want to talk about?
Man, y'all be hating on Champion of Kirkwall.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
That game was awful.
Hey, we're gonna talk about it.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
part of
yeah,
it.
Talking about the
I
high,
guess we'll talk about it,
extreme highs like Mass Effect 2 gave way to extreme lows.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But I loved Mass Effect 2.
No, I mean
No. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 is
just
amazing.
the whole opening of Mass Effect 2.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, like, dude, like, you wouldn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, we can talk about. I don't care. Spoilers.
It's old. Yeah, it's like you died.
I mean,
at
if
the
you haven't
beginning.
played it, you gotta play it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can skip the first one. Do the
you kinda
Yeah.
can,
No, it's so, like...
because you can do the comic of the
You can
first
do the
one and
comic
get
of
all
the
the
first one, yeah.
decisions
You can.
to carry over. Because that's how I played Mass
You
Effect.
definitely can.
Because I really did not like Mass Effect 1. I just found it boring, clunky.
I mean,
It just wasn't.
I think-
Bro, you're not driving around. You don't appreciate the Mako like you're supposed to. I think that's the biggest.
No.
You didn't like
Yeah.
driving around the Mako, man?
I didn't get that far.
Damn. The only thing that I liked... Well, actually, I think Mass Effect 1...
Let
might
Ashley
be-
die. You do
you mean?
everybody a favor. Let her die.
Come on, man. What you mean?
I'm just saying, people who tend to let her die seem to enjoy the finale a little bit better. Mass Effect 2 feels like it's a less what was it? How do we call it? Alien phobic?
Xenophobic?
Phobic.
Yeah, man, super space xenophobic. 'Cause y'all in space.
Well, you think you'd be... I'm not going to get into it. Okay?
Mass Effect 2 has some of the best DLC I've ever played for a game.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was on the fence when the Kasumi stuff came out. I'm like, this is cool. Like, she cool, but this is kind of weird because you spend a lot of time like not doing the stuff that you were doing in the game, which is like fighting shit.
Well, you got to infiltrate,
Yeah,
stuff like
See, I
that.
didn't play any of the DLC until way after I finished the game, like 8 times. So,
Damn.
I mean, no. When the DLC came out, I had already
played
beaten
through.
it.
I played through Mass Effect 1 like 12 times, and Mass Effect 2 at least 10.
So I don't think I did any of the DLC for Mass Effect 1, but that's before I got,
It wasn't that. It was only
You
one
weren't
real
really
piece of
missing much,
DLC. There was the
asteroid one.
that with the
Fire in the
Batarian.
Sky or something like that.
Yeah.
Fire in the Sky.
Yeah.
That was the one that introduced the Batarian for Mass
Yeah.
Effect 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the other ones were like, I mean, you could do it, but like, it's cool if you don't.
Yeah, was it? It was.
Wasn't the moon thing a part of it at first? No. There's a mission on the moon, but it's not the moon mission. There's two different things over
Yes.
there.
Pinnacle Station was the last one,
Yep.
and that one,
Yeah. They're basically like, hey
But-
man, you know Mass Effect 2 is coming, right?
So just
Basically.
wait for that.
Play this a little bit though.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, they did have some of the best DLC.
Shadow Broker.
Shadow
Shadow
Broker.
Broker's
Like,
awesome.
hey,
I watched somebody play it on Twitch a few weeks ago. Again, I watched the whole thing.
it's just from start to finish.
Shit. I think the crewmates overall are a lot better. Now there are some ones
Jacob.
that kind of suck. Yeah, I will admit Jacob's kind of bored.
Why does everybody hate Jacob so
But
much?
hold on. It's not his fault.
No.
They just didn't do anything with him compared to what everybody. He has one storyline which he harps on it, and then it's like it doesn't really feed into anything else that happens after. It's like, oh yeah, my dad, he disappeared on me. You know, he was kind of a jerk, but he was my dad, and he disappeared on me. Hey, we got an SOS from my dad who disappeared on me. And then you go find him. He's like, oh, that's my dad who disappeared on me. We can go now.
We found him again.
And you leave, and it's like, I'm be in the war room talking about guns if you need me, because I'm a soldier.
Well, he's not that bad, but he was definitely.
Zed
my,
is too. Zed is terrible. Not
Zed
Now,
is not-
yeah.
no.
Well, Zed had his own DLC though, didn't he?
He was DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
but it was
DLC,
very.
yeah.
It was light work.
Yeah, he always, because he was the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, he always felt just kind of like
Here you go.
tacked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zed was pretty bad.
Like he didn't really fit.
Well, he's a renegade.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah, renegade
Yeah.
mercenary.
But it
And
was
then,
like
then it turned out he founded the Blue Suns or something. and-
that was the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
giving you more about why everybody was on. What's the station you go to? Omega.
Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. Hey, you some good times on Omega.
Oh, so I do love Mass Effect 1, but Mass Effect 2 it really brought the series into its own. Like it gave its own more of its own identity, really. Going to Omega, the streamlining the ammo, better. Well, I won't say better because a lot
Probe
of
launching.
there's more crewmates.
Launching probe.
Oh yeah, just scanning planets and getting resources. Bro, I'll just do that for hours.
I would too. And it was
I
like
go
the-
refill my probes. I gotta go back over here. Where that
Yeah,
space station
yeah.
at?
like every time Mass Effect 1 and 2, every time I went to, I had to go to every planet and I had to read every story, even though I had read it 10 times before. I did it every time.
Mass Effect reinforces that even in the future in space, we stupid.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of them stories be like, hey, you probably shouldn't have done that.
I'm gonna do it though.
Okay. Yeah, you released a bacteria that wiped out the whole planet.
Huh? Probably should have done that.
No.
Hey,
I can't believe people played the soldiers in that game. That's crazy. Why would
Oh,
you
bro,
ever do
soldier
that?
all the way, baby.
That's stupid. Slowing down time. Such a cheat.
did my brother play a soldier? I always played a Vanguard.
There you go. The real class. Yeah, boom.
Yeah,
Shockwave.
Vanguard's
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Everybody wants to play Vanguard.
Shockwave was cool.
Shockwave, get them out your way.
Because in the first game of Vanguard, Rare
Terrible.
was just a was kind of a biotic with a shotgun, right?
Yep. I ended up doing Shock Trooper Vanguard, which that was the thing that I also missed on Mass Effect 2 was the class specialization after the class specialization. But no, Mass Effect 2,
Yeah, like
peak of the series.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Mass Effect 3 is not bad.
No, 3 is a great game.
It's a fantastic game, but
97% of that game is amazing.
Oh yeah. Just forget the last couple hours of that
and
game.
It's even. I mean, even with the changes to 3, it's much better. Like the new, if you go play the Legendary collection, like they put all the stuff into it, all the little changes and what. It's a better send off. It's a much more cohesive send off. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it had its issues from its launch and where they kind of lied to everybody,
Yeah,
and the ending, of course. Talking about 3,
the ending was super controversial.
it was awful.
The ending to 2, kind of badass.
And the whole last mission was
Oh yeah, the suicide
Collectors,
mission.
baby. You know, you
Yeah,
can
then
put
fight the
Jacob in the
giant
vent.
Terminator at the end.
Put Jacob in the vent.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to
Shout
do.
out to
right?
Matt Hazard. He said, "Hey man, like half my party didn't make it."
What you
Bro, I
mean?
didn't lose a single person.
Exactly. I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Well, who'd you send in the vent? Because you could have put Jacob, which is clearly a bad decision. You could put the robot, who's not sensitive to extreme temperatures.
No.
Or you could put Tolly in there if you're an absolute monster. And he's like, I put Jacob in
why
there.
don't you subject Tolly to that, man?
Well, yeah. Well, I can see because the first time I did the suicide mission, I lost 2.
How, bro?
I didn't lose a single person.
I lost because there was one where it's clearly you need a biotic.
Yes.
So, but it should be Samara
Or Jack.
Right.
but not Jack.
Yeah, you talking about the one where they gotta like fend off?
with the berry. Yeah.
Hold up the berry. Yeah, because if you do Jack, I guess she's just not
strong enough
to hold it for that long because she'll drop the shield like you going through the door and like one shot will get through the door and somebody dies.
Right.
That's right.
And then who was the other one I lost the first time?
So like the
You could put Samara or somebody else. It was Big Head Girl?
Hey, girl.
Jack?
No. What's the other one? The girl's on the cover.
Miranda.
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 I think somebody else could do it, right? Because it was Samara. It was always like 3 options, and one of them is
It's probably
the wrong one.
yes.
yeah. The vent option is probably like the most clear.
The vent
But
one,
the other ones they're
Because you got to send somebody to lead the rescuers, rescue bag,
the other party.
and you could pick like first of all, you pick Garrus, okay? Pick Garrus, he's gonna get it done.
No, Garrus is coming with me.
See, that's your problem right there.
That's where you send
Jacob.
yeah.
I mean, he is the soldier guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to trust Jacob with no bro.
Jacob,
stay on the ship.
I like you, but I don't trust you.
I need you to stay on the ship and
this.
just cover fire. Cover fire.
What you mean, man? Everybody's going, man. This is the end mission. This is the suicide mission.
Sit here with Joker and make sure the ship is good.
What if you don't get all the upgrades to the ship? Who dies? Well, it depends on which upgrades you don't have.
Yeah, because at one time the doctor, the redhead girl, I think, didn't make it.
I need to play Mass Effect 2 again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I 100% that game. It was one of the few games I've 100%.
Hey,
You don't even feel like you're doing it, bro. You're just playing.
You're just playing the game,
Just, yeah.
and it just happens
More or
because
less.
It makes suicide a lot easier.
yeah, it does. Oh yeah, because you pretty much you have to actually like put a humanoid in the vents for people to die. Like, you have to like really manipulate
And I can see
it.
where somebody gets confused because it should be an engineer.
Right.
Oh, that's why I said Tolly.
And
Yeah.
Tolly
Tolly's
kind of
like the
seems to
best
make
engineer.
sense. But
No, she has
it's
to be in my party.
Well, it can't be that hot, right? Oh,
Trust me, I'm keeping baby girl close to me.
At all times. Bro, you talking about Garrus being with you? Now Garrus runs with me now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he gonna get some run. He ain't gonna sit on the bench the whole time. But Tolly
Tolly
Voss Normandy
she's with me.
on my hip all day. You know, I think
think,
messing with Liara, but you know, if I could get with you, I would. But they don't really want our species to mingle like that. You got
You know, if we do it, you know, like you
gonna
get
die.
sick. We'll figure out a way.
Liara, she can, you know,
She's meant to.
she's meant to breathe.
I think you can use grunts. Yeah, she not.
Thank you, my boy. You see the vision?
But I think you use grunt for something.
Yes.
I can't remember. What it
oh
was.
yeah.
It might be the rescue thing too.
Yeah, it could be like lead the rescue squad.
I forgot. I be forgetting about Grunt, man, because Rex, man.
Sure.
Yeah. I was so happy when Rex, because I was upset. It was like, well, it's looking like Rex is not going to be in that game. But then you actually go to,
Tachanka.
yeah, and yeah, he's there because it's like, well, who's in charge? I wonder. Oh, it's Rex. But if he
or
died
not
in the
Rex.
first game, though,
It's the other dude.
it's his brother.
Yep. And he
Yeah.
mad at you about it too. Mm-hmm. Or not Rex.
Sure.
I sent my brother before they made a legendary collection when it was just like a 3-pack you could buy on the 360. I sent my brother for like his birthday or Christmas, and he was like, "Bro, what are these games?" I'm like, "Don't
question.
I said,
Just
don't.
do
I
it.
said, don't look up nothing. Just play.
Just play it.
I'm like, look, the first one, you might, you know, it might be some lulls in it, but trust me, get through it. You know, I loved it, but it might be a little slow pace.
The thing I liked about the first one though was the story was a kind of bit more cohesive.
Yeah.
Like, because you
happened
had
to
it
change
like you had,
writers?
well, it's true, but like you had a clear bad guy that you were going after with what was it,
Saren.
Saren.
Yeah.
You thought he was the bad guy.
Well, yeah, but you know it builds up so well to that final fight.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
man on that silver surfer board.
Oh, yeah.
He's so much cooler than you in that game.
But did he? Oh, bro, Saren's. Did he enjoy it?
Huh? Oh, bro, he loved it. He was like, "Hey, so are there any other games like this?" And I was like, "I got some news for you. They're not."
No.
Play Armada.
He could. Well, I'm sure we're talking about that a little bit later.
But yeah, I mean, I love the series as a
I'm
whole.
sure
I hate that it couldn't stick the
I mean, that's going to come back.
landing. Yeah,
We're supposed to get another one, right?
Rumor is
there's going to be
they're
another.
working on a new one.
Bro, they
that
got
involves
to, pretty much.
Shepard again somehow, but they won't say.
How or what?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if you saw the true ending to 3, you know,
yeah.
He's around there.
he or she is alive,
She.
gasping under rocks or something.
Yeah. Fem Shep, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Oh
But
yeah.
she's like the canon version, isn't she? Fem Shep?
Well,
They started doing more official things with Fem Shep.
in Mass Effect 3, they kind of they
she was
put
so
her on the
popular.
cover and they kind of made her the lead
Well, the
version. But
Mass
'cause
Effect 3,
'cause-
it's reversible. One side is a male, one side is a female.
Oh,
but she
okay.
was the default cover.
Yeah.
And
Was
but I
she?
think
Yeah, I never switched mine
but
back.
I think everybody agreed that like voice acting wise, she was easily
Especially on the first one.
Well, I
yeah,
don't know,
especially
but
the first one.
I really like the guy.
He wasn't
No,
bad.
there's nothing wrong with the guy.
I
Don't
played
get
the
me wrong.
default guy, so
Yeah, like no, he's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's
to
what
play.
I did
No,
too.
no, no.
I
My
just
first
played default
playthrough
guy.
was with male Shepard, and it was fine.
because you can change the way they look, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You change the way they look.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
yeah.
use default.
Yeah.
Just had the buzz cut running around.
The first time,
What you see right here is what my guy looked like.
That's
when I played Mass Effect 1, I customized my character. But for some reason, I think in 2, I just kept him as I wanted him to be
The default.
the
Yeah,
canon
they let
version.
you-
Yeah, for some reason I wanted him to
Right,
be
right.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, they always. I thought that was really cool though. The way they did too was like you could port your save over
Right.
and still change how
Yeah.
Shepard looks because technically
well
he getting
because he gets
recombulated.
reconstructed and stuff. So, yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, you gotta get recombulated.
Yeah.
Recombulate. But the elusive man, he's really cool.
Fucking Martin Sheen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know if you can trust him or not. You know, which
Yeah, this
leads into 3. But you know,
Like lore wise, this whole series, I don't know why I just got so into it.
Oh, bro,
No,
I'm
it's
telling you.
fantastic.
Before Mass Effect 1 came out, I knew the entire history from when
I mean, it's
they
like
found
Star
the first
Wars.
relic on Mars
It is,
all the way
yeah.
up
It
until
scratches that same itch.
through the first game. Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
I
there's
knew
nothing
about the
like
Rachnar Wars and the
fucking nerd over here.
yeah,
Nah, I knew that shit
all
too.
of that stuff. First Contact
Hey.
War.
This one feels lucky.
Oh Lord, enkindle this, man. When me and my brother
this.
heard, we died laughing. We were like, "What in the hell?"
My name's Commander Shepard, and this is my
It's my
favorite
favorite
show
show
on
on
the
the
Citadel. Pouring yourself
Oh,
out.
bro, immediately. Did you punch that reporter out?
I did. Yeah.
Hey, she deserved it.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
Bro,
No,
there's a war fucking coming. Okay, I ain't got time for this shit.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save y'all. Y'all so stupid.
Okay, so fucking dumb. Just listen
Bro,
to
if
me.
you first of all, they had stuff like the side. Here's the thing about Mass Effect, and I think a lot of games never learned this, especially like new IPs. Everything in Mass Effect led to something, and I know that sounds like me just talking shit, but I'm telling you, to Nolan's point about the lore, the game taught me shit about its game, like its world, because I was playing it, not because like they were, expecting me to look up post C and file C and all this. It was like, if you scan all the dudes in the Citadel, they basically tell you like, "Hey man, there's some nefarious shit going on with these little weird dudes scanning everything. We can't figure it out for 100%."
Something is
just
up with
always
these little
been
things.
here.
Yeah, it's like they like dude was like, I did the whatever agent thing on it. He's like, man, these motherfuckers is older than the Citadel.
Yeah,
So
they've been here ever since we can remember.
why they don't say nothing though?
Yeah.
Because they busy working on it.
What are they working on, bro? They not.
They got to keep it up to date. There's always shit going wrong. It's a big ass space station.
The dude put a nanite, like a tracking thing in the one of those things in the scanners and was like, hey man, they sending data to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh man, they just doing routine maintenance. Man.
Yeah. But yeah, Mass Effect 2, incredible game.
Like Zach said, you don't have to play the first one if you don't want to. You can jump right into 2.
You'll have a great time.
But
Just
you'll have
do
a
the
great
comic
time.
thing. I think you have to download it.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually if
Probably.
you buy like the Legendary Edition, it gives you the option when you load up 2.
Yeah, because every version outside of the Xbox version, you had to do that because Mass Effect 1 was only on Xbox back in the day.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I played Mass Effect 2 on PS3.
Well, it was on PC as well, wasn't it? When it come out
Yeah,
later.
it
'Cause
was.
That's why I played it was on PC.
Yeah.
Put them disc in.
Oh yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like I went to GameStop because I had no interest in playing the game, and then I don't know. All of a sudden I just got, you know what? I kind of want to play Mass Effect.
Nah, I know.
I went to GameStop and they had it for like $20. I was like, hell yeah, let me do that.
Before we get into the EA, Mass Effect 1, Ronnie is telling us about this. Now, this is during the apartment days, and this is during the time where he not working, so I really don't want to hear nothing he got to say. No. You know I love you, though, my boy. I'm just telling you how it was at that time. He's talking about this game. He's showing us these videos. Like, look how crazy, like, the dialogue and the options and all of that. And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is like some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. But I ain't really trying to hear nothing about no games right now. I need to hear about this rent. And we come home from work, and he's on the couch, and he's playing the game, and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, that shit look like that game he was talking about. And I see the case on the table, and I said, Ronnie, did you rent that game or buy that game? He's like, did I rent it, bro? Did I?
Bro, that shit was so funny. Oh, that shit was so funny.
I was so mad, but I was like, that shit was funny. But
it, bro?
I was watching, I was like, nah, this shit is gas, bro. Like, this is it. Like, you could just see it. There was just nothing like Mass Effect. And then when you get to 2, it's like, okay, Mass Effect is my personal favorite out of the series. But Mass Effect 2 is clearly a better experience.
Oh, yeah, it's like the better game of the series. I think I do kind of prefer 1, 2. I mean, 1 as well.
I mean, yeah.
But 2 is clearly
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there you go. It's clearly the best game. So
yeah. Go play that shit.
I was going to say something, but I forgot it. So
yeah, I know.
We'll just keep it going.
I always describe the first game as more Star Trek and the second game as more Star Wars.
That's a pretty good way to say it. Yeah. Nothing like a good space opera, man. Yeah. Oh, I know what it was. Yeah. You were talking about, your choices and stuff carrying over. That was the big selling point of Mass Effect.
There was.
Like, all your choices from the first game carried over.
1 to 2 really did.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah.
I mean, in 3...
In 3, a lot of it did, but not.
A lot of stuff.
Everything was... Like, didn't matter once you hit the ending.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a real thing, because it wasn't that stuff didn't carry over to 3. It was that it didn't matter.
Right.
Well, they changed. So it felt like they went into a direction where they went from all of these things will affect, like, you will get a different play. Like, Zach will get a different play through than I will. And Steven and Nolan will get different playthroughs just because there were so many choices that you saw in Mass Effect 2 from 1. Not even just the big ones. Because I will tell people, if you don't play 1, the major changes you can get in the comic, but there's some little shit that if you really get into it like we did, you're gonna kind of like it's just cool to see it.
Yeah, like in the city when that green sorry, is the green Asari in that if you don't do the because the comic skips the plant thing.
Yeah,
right?
It skips that whole thing.
So is she still green?
I don't think so. I don't even think that person is there.
Does she even show up? Because I don't know. I guess you don't know.
I don't remember.
There's like a plant. There's a whole
space colony
thing that I think they only the colony was still there, but they took the plant mission out.
Yep.
Or did they take the colony out?
I can't remember.
They took the plant. I think they took they took the colony out because when I played through the.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Weird. Green, they didn't want any Xbox.
But also, like you could like murder ball all of them if I'm not mistaken, right? Or you could kill the thing in a way that would hurt them, or you could do it a good way and it wouldn't, right?
Basically, just
like sever them from the hive mind.
Well, so yeah, the Asari was attached to it, and there was a way to separate her. So if she survived, she sewed up in 2, but she was still green.
Yeah, she had the tent.
Yeah, and I remember walking there, was like, why is there a green Asari over there? And I went to go talk to her. I was like, oh, this is the girl from the colony. Cool, okay. And it's little stuff like that, like when what's her name shows up in 3, the thief.
Kasumi?
Yeah. When she shows up in 3, you walk in a room and you hear somebody go like psst or something. And I walked in that room like 50 times and I would keep hearing something like, what the hell am I hearing? Every time I walk into this room, and then finally I went. And she's up in the rafters. I was like, what the hell is Kasumi doing up there?
All y'all got these powers and shit be teleporting, but when the fighting start, you got me just standing there behind cover shooting. Yeah, use your powers.
Teleport and shoot somebody in the head.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like about 3, the story thing, no matter what you chose to do with the Rachni are always there. So
yeah. Well, so the thing with, again, my issue with 3 was they would have these little cool cameos if you did certain stuff, but then it would still be like, +5 to galactic readiness. Like that they made that kind of the point of all of that. It's like,
Right.
you met that person?
Yeah.
It's like, I want this to be less about the galactic readiness and about.
Do you not want the galactic readiness?
I mean,
I've already maxed that shit. I already maxed that shit out. I've already maxed that shit out. Max it out.
Gotta be ready.
Well,
man.
I mean, you can't max it out before that first patch unless you play the multiplayer that they told everybody that they didn't have to play to get everything. But
we're not gonna keep doing this. We only got so much time. We're gonna do 2 episodes.
We could do a whole episode on Mass Effect.
We probably could. Yeah.
And we can't stop when we get back to this part.
Oh yeah. Whatever we go do. Yeah. We're gonna sidetrack
about Mass Effect 3. All right. So, like I said, this may not. This is not going to be as visually appealing as what Zach did, but I think it will be able to get into the nuts and bolts and the meat of this and talk about.
Do you want this up?
Yep. So
that's pretty nice.
Hey man, I tried my best, man. So the company again we're talking about in this episode is Electronic Arts, more commonly known these days as EA, right?
Mm-hmm. Electronic Arts is a much cooler name though.
I think so.
I always thought so.
Yeah, I thought so too. But they go through phases where they want to be short and minimalist. Now this company was funded in 1982 by 3 former managers of Apple Computer, William Hawkins, also known as Tripp, William Bingham Gordon, which is known as Bing, and then Tom Mott. And their original goal was to get a PC publishing company that would also develop games. And this is going to be a trend where I know people have their feelings about EA, especially nowadays, especially in the last decade or so. But this company was founded on like the shotgun approach. Like they're going to try some stuff. Sports is always going to be a foundation to what they do. But they're going to just, if they see something they think is cool, they're going to try it. Now, it's not going to always work, as we're going to talk about. But I think you guys will be surprised at some of the things that they did that was kind of innovative at the time in the industry. So they started off by not only developing their own games, which they didn't really do so much early on, but it's more of knowing who to kind of put the cart behind, right? Mm-hmm. One of their first games that they published was Archon. Now, if you watched my 365 Days of Gaming, I did an episode about this game. This is the original game that was released in 1983. This is all PC early stuff, right? So Archon, if y'all remember, was a chess style game, except for when the pieces encountered each other, they turned into like a fighting game. And this game was made by Free Fall Associates. Again, so this is not an EA in-house game. This is a game that they saw and they're like, yeah, we want to be a part of that. Again, trying stuff, right?
So they started out publishing.
Yes, they were a publisher.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to make games if we can. But the biggest thing is like, we can make, they saw the market as we can make money by giving opportunities to these different games that normally wouldn't get published. And again, this trend will continue for better or for worse with some tweaks, how we decide who we put the money behind. But yeah, this is one of the first games they released. They also are big into sports. That's going to be another thing that EA believes in, that there's a market in video games with sports. As we know now, it's definitely paid dividends. Yeah. But one of the first games that they made, which I didn't realize they actually they developed and published this game. So, yep. Okay. I threw your hand up. I got nervous. So they originally wanted to make a football game back in 1983. This is way before Madden, right? Mm-hmm. But they couldn't really figure out, again, how to make it different from what everybody else was making and make it more authentic to the real NFL experience. So somehow they end up, William Gordon ends up making a game called 1-on-1, which ends up getting, they end up doing a deal, like a licensing deal with Dr. J and Larry Bird, who in 1983, I mean, other than Magic, that's the NBA right there. Yeah. And they had just played in the Eastern Conference Finals. So this is like, they going at it. This is the height of what's going on. This is the new 80s basketball. This is post, what they was doing in the 70s with the powder and all of that. We starting to clean that out the league. David Stern and put a leash on these boys. But it's like, this game lays the groundwork for a lot of different games. First, it was where they figured out they could do sports games, right? But then also licensing with actual people. Like, this works. This becomes their big game of the year and actually ends up helping them do a lot more later on. But then it lays the groundwork for what eventually becomes the live series. And then also, again, they got a little bit better so we can start thinking about trying to do that football thing again. Mm-hmm. and I'm gonna kind of do this based on era. So we're talking about the early '80s with this, right? They also start figuring out that there's something about these RPGs. They published in 1985 A Bard's Tale, or the Bard's Tale,
Hell yeah.
by Interplay. But then we got even some other classics that we all end up probably playing them later, except for Nolan. He probably was there day one.
Oh, he pre-ordered it.
But like one of Zach's favorite games, one of Zach's classic games, Marble Madness, right, which was developed by Mark Cerny in 1986.
Marble Madness is great.
Yeah. Skate or Die in 1987. Again, these are all PC games that we end up seeing on other consoles later, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. And then a little game that y'all might have heard of, just to end out the 80s, to round it out, right? A game called SimCity.
SimCity?
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys, just based on those games I mentioned,
Okay.
what is your thought about EA early on? Like, what are you seeing?
All over the place.
Throwing everything.
Well, you know what?
See where it
Kinda,
sticks.
Yes.
They're not traditional.
Yes.
It's not a traditional platformer or anything among that
really
whole.
anything,
no,
Yeah, they're just trying a bunch of different
just trying
things.
shit. See what all fucking marbles in some sort of arena with pitfalls and
Yeah.
let's try it and see.
And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But SimCity, I remember back in the day,
Yeah, talk to us.
SimCity was like that game like changed a lot of minds about what a game could be.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was in the 7th grade, we used it to learn. We had a computer class, and the computer instructor, who I believe he got in trouble about
sure
this,
he did.
but he used SimCity to teach us civics. And everybody had started the game, and that was the first time I played it. I'd heard of it, but I played it then, and I got hooked. I couldn't wait to go to that class every day.
I could imagine, bro, playing
Yeah.
SimCity.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's Zach in 8th grade over there putting
but-
Unreal Tournament on everything.
But no,
Shazbot.
that game changed a lot of folks' minds about what a video game could be.
Yeah.
Because he used it as a tool to educate.
Right.
And it's always been one of my biggest disappointments that somebody hadn't found a good way to use games to educate.
I think people have
Kids.
tried, and I think
Yeah, I know folks have tried. I just always hate that something hadn't caught on, because I think
Well, I think
because some of like seriously playing SimCity and learning, because to this day, whenever I see a pothole in the street and everybody's complaining about what, it's like, well, you got to think about how much money this city's actually got. You got to balance money between the police and the
fire
sewer
department
and the fire department and
sewage.
hospitals, and you got to build a new road, and upkeep to that road is so rough. And where am I going to put all this garbage? Am I going to send it out to the next city over? And oh God,
you're speaking a lot from the man.
Well, it made me have a better appreciation for how hard it must be to run a city.
Oh, I would listen. We talk shit about people who are in charge of things, but let me tell you what I don't want to do: be in charge of things.
Exactly.
But you know what you were talking about, how it hasn't happened yet. I think it could, but I really think it's more like a stigma against.
It is.
Video games.
That was my point too.
There's definitely games that you can do it.
Shit, we
with.
had number crunchers, bro.
Yeah.
Number crunchers was teaching us teaching us math.
Although we'll say this, for some strange reason, we had Mega Man on for DOS on our computers at school.
Yeah, we did.
And I don't know why.
I think somebody put it on one, because I know I copied it to like 3 other
did you?
pieces. Yeah, Mega Man X4.
I mean,
No. This was
Oh, you're talking about the original. Yeah.
Mega Man for DOS.
Yeah.
So it's only got like 16 colors. Everything's like magenta and, and
gonna know?
cyan. Yeah, look it up.
There's plenty of games for learning, and even back then when we grew up, Oregon Trail,
Oh yeah, Oregon Trail. Yeah,
problem solving, managing resources,
yeah.
like there was a lot involved. Like Oregon Trail was a fun game, but you were learning shit.
Oh, yeah.
You were. You had
And
to
you
make some
didn't,
hard choices.
in some part, you didn't even
You had to look up
realize
what the
you were
century
learning
was.
anything.
Exactly. And I think
And that way it makes a good educational game.
Yeah.
it does.
No, go ahead.
I think to Steven's point about the stigma is people hear game and they really don't associate it with learning.
No, the thing is, it's fun and games.
Yeah,
and,
like learning ain't supposed to be fun.
right.
No, we can do both.
Can be.
No, it's supposed to be an arduous task that you resent until those skills finally show.
Yeah, maybe when you were growing up, Grandpa, but shit.
Hey, they don't smack y'all in school anymore.
Man, me and my
people died.
N64
Oregon
games
Trail.
was Jeopardy. Like me and my cousin Jacob played it all the time. I thought it was awesome.
Shoot, Double Dare on the NES. Not just because of the
It's
fun
got
parts,
trivia.
but the stuff, like really the trivia stuff.
Trivia stuff.
Trivia Pursuit on was it on NES or was that what was that?
There
Was
is
it called
one on NES.
It was Trivia
I'm
Pursuit.
pretty
on
sure.
I think so.
Yeah, but it's like I think like when you present, like even when we did class stuff, they would do that in class. They'd be like, all right, look, Zach, Steven, and Darius, y'all gonna be on the team, but Zach can't answer all the questions. Y'all gotta answer. Go against Nolan's team, and Nolan can't answer all the questions either. You gotta pass it around.
Yeah, you got to spread it out.
And then Steven over in the corner, I can't believe you got that answer wrong. Y'all suck.
No, I'm thinking about it now, and I don't know if you're going to bring some of the other games I got in mind up, but I probably learned the most from a lot of old EA games, starting with SimCity.
Yeah, no,
But there are some other ones too that come to mind that I'm interested to see if you.
Oh yeah, and if I
bringing
leave
them up.
stuff off because my list has more than the photos. I just wanted to make something that was visual but not too like overwhelming. And the collage stuff starts to get a little messy after a while.
Did you make that?
Yeah, I made that. Appreciate
Good job,
that.
man.
But yeah, so that's the first decade of what EA is trying to do. Right, they're trying to invest in, like I said, sports is going to be a recurring theme. They really believe in sports, and they believe in putting money into, outside the box type of projects. So like SimCity and things of that nature.
As far as learning stuff, like the sports game taught a lot of people how certain sports, like the rules and how like
We're about to talk about it.
like in Madden,
Yeah.
that was Madden's big thing for the Madden games. Mm-hmm. He wanted people to learn how to play football,
And not just sit there and go, up in A and then just do a pass and you win because the cutscene told Joe Montana. That's what I was doing. It's not my fault the cutscene came up. But no. All right. So then we get ready to get into the 90s, right? And EA is at a crossroads because they are a PC company, right? Right now, like they're on nothing but PC. And 89 comes, and at the end of it, it's like PC gaming, although they're getting critical acclaim, the numbers ain't matching what video games are supposed to be doing. Like video games as a whole, because of one company, basically. We all know who that was, the big N, But we talked about this with Capcom back when we talked about the Nintendo era. Nintendo got some rules and instructions that you got to follow in order to get down with them. They like the mafia. You got to kiss the ring. You can't release so many games a year. And EA was like, no, we're trying to release as many as we can from as many different platforms and people. And Nintendo's like, not here, you can't. But there's another game in town. So EA makes a very, very risky decision. And they back Sega. Because Sega says we don't have them restrictions. You can release as many games on our platform. And it's 16-bit, unlike the 8-bit NES. So now you can do close to PC. Because that was the other thing. EA made PC games. And it's very hard to translate that into the 8-bit systems because they just wasn't quite powerful enough.
No way.
So they back Sega.
and they made their own type of cartridge too.
Yep.
That's the one with the yellow tag on it.
Yellow tag on it. Yep.
They made their own cartridge, but one of the first things they released is in 1989, November 89, they released on multiple platforms, but for consoles, on the Sega, they released John Madden Football. And the history of John Madden Football was John Madden himself was like, if I do this, because everybody's doing these license games, like by now we had Dr. J versus Bird, but then we had MJ versus Larry Bird, and we're getting ready to get the Lakers versus Celtics basketball game, the NBA playoff game.
Yep.
And John Madden's like, look, basketball has only got 10 people on the court, and y'all can do all this cool stuff. But with football, EA originally wanted to do 7-on-7 to help resource management. And John Madden's like, no. If we do this, if my name is on it, it's got to be real football.
Real simulation of football.
Yep. As close as we can get it. We got to have 11 people. And they're like, "What? Who cares about linemen?" And he like, "I literally was a lineman."
Yeah.
First of all,
so
do your research.
Yeah, like, hey, do your Google, son. I was out here in these trenches. So he's like, "No, we need to make this something that's an experience that nobody else can replicate." And there were other people coming into this football space. we end up having other offshoot and competing entities. But if you see the logo right now. It's the EA Sports logo. This is the launch of EA Sports. It's launched with John Madden football. So in November '89, it's on the Sega Genesis. Mm-hmm. It's so good that October of '90, guess what it's on? Super Nintendo. Nintendo broke down and was like, y'all could put as many games out as the year y'all want. We need that Madden.
I wonder if Nintendo, did they ease that restriction on the Super NES?
They did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when they're like, because the Super Nintendo has to come out because, bro, the NES can't do what the Sega's doing. Like, it can't put John Madden football on there. Like, it just can't handle it. So it's like, we got to have something. Plus, they start to see that it only helps when you let people put as many games on our system. It doesn't hurt it. Like, because Nintendo's perception was quality over quantity. Yeah. And that's fine, but
they didn't believe that in fucking Wii era.
Hey, man, that's a free for all, baby. You want a dev kit? $50 right now.
Fucking all the show.
I'll give it to you right now. You just pay me back later.
We'll take it out your first sales. But yeah, so we have a lot of other games. Like, again, EA is still doing this. We're gonna try whatever it is. So in 1989/90, you get John Madden. 91, you get Road Rash. I don't know if y'all remember Road Rash.
Yeah.
I remember.
But it was like the presentation of Road Rash is something we'd never seen before.
Kind of controversial too.
Yep.
Because it's violent.
It was violent.
So we'll talk. All right. So what you remember about Road Rash?
Like you was beating people up.
I mean,
on motorcycles.
Yeah, knocking folks
motorcycles. Yeah, you could get pipes or chains, knock them off. You could punch them or kick them.
You gotta do what you gotta do to win.
Also, there was like this weird rumor. I don't know if it was just me that heard it in my group of friends, but there was like this weird rumor that if you got first place in all the races or whatever, like at the end, the trophy girl would be like topless or something.
I remember
that was an EGM lie that took shape.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, you wasn't the only one.
It's like, no.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure some people probably modded their floppy disk to do it back in the day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Modded that floppy?
Yeah, you could do
floppy no more, was it?
You really trying to take up the mantle for Nolan? But man, I remember seeing Road Rash and being like, okay, yeah, there's something going on Sega right now. Like, and the thing that was during this time is a lot of these games came out like a little bit first on Sega.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, y'all want it, huh, Nintendo?
Is that the
time exclusive?
Is that the Sega version?
That's
playing?
the PC. That has to be the PC version.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that looks really good for the Sega
PC version.
So like EA never left the PC market. That was the other thing. There's a lot of companies they like, hey man, Mortal Kombat's on the Nintendo. Like, we don't really need to make a PC version. And for a long time, companies like that really didn't. Like, Street Fighter wasn't on the PC immediately, but it was on that Super Nintendo because that's what it's on the Sega Gen. It's like it's on the consoles. EA consistently stuck with PC. It's like, we're gonna do these games on these consoles, but if you want the best version,
I mean, if you could do both, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you could do PC and consoles, why not?
Yeah. I mean, that's their whole thing long term is like the PC is always going to be something that they try to do. Now, there's going to be areas where you can clearly tell that they're focusing a little less on PC, except for The Sims. But
well, yeah, but
we'll get to it.
This era,
yeah,
this era is. I know for us, that's when our dad always thought gaming was stupid until Madden came out.
Nice.
Oh,
and also. Until I don't know if you have this, but like around this time is when they started putting a bunch of sim games on there, like a bunch of them. 688 Attack Sub, M1 Abrams.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, I was hoping you would come in with these.
Did they make LHX Attack Chopper? I think so.
They
published it because I'm pretty sure it had that little yellow thing on there.
But
we had all of that because that's what our dad liked to play. So first Madden was on there, and it's like, oh, this is like a real football game. It wasn't just a toy anymore. Now all of a sudden he's playing the game whenever we come home from school, and we're like,
shit, y'all back already?
Golly, bro.
But then he found out about the sim games that he still loves, like flying airplanes and stuff like that.
So
man, I love
one of their big
awesome.
early games around this time is a game that I really appreciate, and I always felt like it was underappreciated, but it turns out it wasn't. Desert Strike.
Oh, the Strike series was huge.
So it ends up this Desert Strike comes out, and it's ambitious for a couple of reasons. One, it is one of the earliest sandbox games, and I didn't realize it was a sandbox game when I played it as a kid because each level is just an open map, and it is procedurally spots where you might have to rescue someone, you might have to deliver supplies, you might have to destroy a base, but it was something that was not a genre. It was not an experience that had been offered before, and it was a risk to publish this game, to develop and publish this game. But this ended up being one of their biggest.
Oh, it was huge.
I
remember
4 sequels.
Remember
the first game,
Desert Strike, and then there was Jungle Strike.
Jungle Strike was
Jungle Strike, yeah.
Urban Strike.
Yeah, Urban Strike. Yeah.
And what was the 4th one?
They had 4 sequels, 4 games after this.
Oh, I think they went back to.
Might have been Desert Strike 2.
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Yeah, like
I remember
helicopter.
I remember the commercial. They said they were going back to Baghdad. So.
Back to Baghdad.
We're going back to Baghdad.
Bro, that's so wild.
Yeah.
Hey,
I remember the
we
commercial.
destroyed it last time. We're coming back to destroy it again.
They try to rebuild. We're coming back.
Honestly, think if they made a up to date new one, it actually might do well.
I think so too. It's a great concept.
We used to love this game. I mean, this game at the time was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played these.
It was just so much fun because it reminded us. It reminded us of a more modern Defender, the old Atari game.
Yeah.
When we realized that the little, because we actually played the Atari 2600 version years before we saw the arcade version, so there was like these little strobe lighting squares that the little alien ships would pick up, and when you shoot the aliens, the squares would fall, and we just let the things fall. No. It wasn't until we saw the arcade version of the game where we realized those are people.
Oh, y'all just letting them drop to their death?
We didn't know what they were on the Atari. They were just like little, they were squares.
Get them out of here.
Color changing squares.
Hey,
Shouldn't have got caught.
But this game really was. It was like that because like you said, at times you would get a mission to go save somebody from the embassy or something like that.
Yeah.
And you putting down you clear out everything.
That flag is crazy, bro. They are wild.
What you mean, man? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, he's put down the ladder. There you go.
Picked him up,
man. Oh, yeah, this game. There was nothing else like it at the time. But the Strike series was big.
Yeah.
When it came out.
Yeah, I first played Jungle Strike, and I was like,
yeah.
Again, this isn't something that you could get anywhere else, and it was just a game that I was like, well, I'd rented all this other shit before. Mm-hmm. Fuck with this helicopter stuff. Like,
I mean, you're talking about like right after the Gulf War and everything.
Yeah, I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, but you were probably too young to even realize what was going on.
I had a cousin, I think, that went over there. Something I don't know, man.
I had a cousin went over there.
I had multiple. Relatives.
I used to watch it on the news. You know, the whole
when you drinking your coffee and reading your newspaper.
Oh.
Where he had them old glasses with the chain on them.
No, they used to show it on the news like every day. It was like the show, Operation
MASH,
Desert Storm.
Yeah,
I remember it.
Well, it was S.H.I.E.L.D. at first when they were just going to protect Kuwait, and then it became Storm.
Was in the Marines, and he got out in '89.
Ooh,
a year before everything started.
Before,
yeah,
that crazy, my boy. Like, hey, I would have been there.
But I'm out of it now.
Nothing I can do. Y'all good luck.
My time is.
I gotta.
Turn.
It's y'all turn. I would if I could. I would if I could. What if I could? But I can't.
Got to get churn. What else? Obviously, as Zach was playing a little bit earlier, they're still trying to do. Again, EA is not risk averse, like especially during this time. Like later on, you start talking a little differently. But like, bro, we got so many original just attempts. We got Shaq Fu, right? Because they still think they will attach to a brand and try something with it. They do not care. And this is like Shaq Fu is either like notoriously loved or notoriously made fun of. No in between. Yeah. They also published Chaos in Windy City the same year, which is just.
Two back-to-back classics.
Yeah, I know you really like those.
And if you think about it, too, how much money they must have had.
Oh, yeah. To
get Shaq and Jordan.
Shaq and Jordan, yeah.
Jordan wasn't even in the live series, a series that they was making at the time. Can't do it, dog. Player 99.
But he do this.
Well, hey, you know if it was his own game, he probably went down on the price a little bit for.
Well, he had an EA series on well, not a series, but he had also.
Didn't he have like a Michael Jordan versus somebody?
He had Jordan versus Bird.
Yeah, that's right.
But then he also had on the PC only there was Jordan Takes Flight, which was like it was weird.
Flight Simulator?
No,
Michael Jordan's flight.
I mean, he does race a motorcycle, so I wouldn't be surprised if he. No, it's basically like you're playing like not even 1-on-1. It's just him in a gym, and it's like a 3D game, and you're like just doing moves and. but it was weird.
Oh, I remember that game. Yeah.
It was like you could just play Jordan being in the gym, being better than everybody, but there's no other, there's no competition or nothing.
That was a weird game.
But it was like, it made it look cool because it's like, 3D physics and all that stuff. But again,
it's
just
that's the selling point. Was like,
you get to play you get to beat Jordan, but just in the empty gym. So congratulations on that. But no, they started in the early 90s. They started the playoff series, right? And the first one was Lakers versus Celtics because that was the premier matchup.
Yeah.
Right. And then that leads to Bulls versus Lakers. Then it's Bulls versus Suns, and then it turns into the NBA Live series, which became a long standing series. And then we'll talk about some of the changes that happened to that series over the years.
Uh-huh.
But
Jesus Bynum.
Yeah.
I mean, but really at this point they really become they become known for a lot of stuff. They become like a big name.
They're like
in the whole industry. They go from being, Electronic Arts to, because like I said, once the Strike games came out, Madden came out, then you got Live, and then NHL and all the other sports. They were the sports company.
Madden 93 and NHL 94 are the greatest sports games ever made.
Bro, the sounds.
If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Hey,
that's the next phase. Don't jump too fast now.
But yeah, this is when they really started becoming like a big player in the entire gaming industry, because there were going off of something else that came out at the time that we played the ever living crap out of, and we learned so much about world history from this game that when we got to world history in high school, we were telling our instructor stuff that he didn't know. It was a game called Centurion. I talked about it on the show before.
Oh yeah.
But that game still, I love that game so much. It was so hard.
It's like a strategy game, right?
Yeah, it was a strategy game, but it was like ancient Roman times. And it starts off with the story of how Rome was built, the two brothers and the wolves or whatever, and then so it was like Gaul and Sarmatia, and it's like, where the heck is Sarmatia and oh God, what was it? It was like the Greek League was there and all of that stuff. But we struggled with that game when it first, because there's a lot of reading.
Oh yeah, I watched some gameplay. I was like, I hope Nolan brings this up, but this definitely ain't.
Oh, but man, I love that game. I love that game to death. I wish they'd make a modern version of it.
I'm pretty sure though, if you got the EA Play thing, I think they have all that stuff on there. Like they put,
with Game Pass,
whether or not it works on newer stuff, they don't care.
So I'm wondering.
They don't care.
Because I tried playing the original SimCity one time. It don't work.
Nope.
I played
Jade Empire. Good luck.
I
played SimCity 2000, and I had to do something to get it to work. Yeah.
Which is also around this. This is 1993. SimCity 2000 comes out.
Yeah.
And again, while they're redefining the sports world, right?
SimCity ruled the world at this point.
And it's how can you
the
top
biggest
it?
game on the PC, period.
Buddy, did they top it?
Maxis was on top of the world.
Hey, that's the only way to do it. You got to
put 2000 in front of it.
Put 2000
in front of it, and this is seriously the one I still go back to.
SimCity 2000.
Yeah, because it was like everything that made the first game so great. This one did it way better.
A lot more options, customization, the different things that could happen, all the random things that can happen.
Yeah.
That's crazy how that monster just showed up and destroyed your town.
Damn, that's bad luck, man.
It was always the worst. It seemed like it was like, oh man, I found
the power plants were having trouble. What's going on? Let's start a new game.
I can't deal with this. I don't have resources to deal with
started again.
Traffic jams. And then you actually get good at the game, and you actually got more money than you know what to do with. And so you start giving the hospitals extra money and the police extra money and the fire department extra money, but then they put the stuff in there for when you give them too much money. Then what was it? The police start arresting folks for stepping on a crack. Stepping on a crack.
Stepping the bounds.
Stepping on a crack. They arrested them for assault on their moms' backs.
Yep.
Hospitals would go out and grab folks from the street and strap them down in tables because in beds because they had all these extra beds because they had way too much money and everybody was too healthy. I forgot what the fire department did if you gave them too much money.
Started fires.
The city council would actually start. Hey, the hospitals have too much money. They're starting to grab folks off the street and like inject them with stuff. I feel them up. Come on, man.
Can't have nothing nice.
No, you got to balance. Life's about balance.
Yep.
There you go.
Now, before we leave this era, I got a couple of other honorable mentions here. So EA again, big sports company, right? Mm-hmm. But even back then, they were still thinking like, how can we take sports to a new level? So we got Mutant League football.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Nice.
Mutant League football. This game was huge in school when I was there.
Mutant League football, just because like, how can we put something outside the box? And then we're going to show the one that you was just looking up to. Because I remember seeing this game and being like, this is stupid, but I love it.
Oh, everybody loved it.
Like,
honestly, I never really cared for it.
Well, it's like they took Madden, right, and just goofied it up. And it's not even the fact that like it's like a balanced game because it's got a bunch of like wild card stuff. Like things can happen, you can fall in holes. You know, the injuries are way more frequent. But it was just fun. These are one of the games where I'm like, hey, I got friends who don't necessarily like sports games. Right. But you give them something like this, and it changes how they view the game.
Right.
Now it's not necessarily a sports game. It's this goofy game with monsters and, you know.
I like monsters.
They made a remake, too, not too long ago.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good on the Switch.
Scam Scootin'. Scam Scootin', he had fell into the hole when I was playing against Zach, and he got injured. He was my best player, so we got trounced.
And what's funny is this is like more based on their
original idea.
Yeah,
it's a 7v7.
But yeah, kids are just
it.
the dancing, the violence, the silly stuff that can
Chicken
happen.
with the big titties. Hell yeah.
No matter what kind of monsters and everything, we still got. There's gonna be some titties.
Everybody likes big titties.
Jack's son.
What was that? Airwolf that just had a chick that wasn't even on the show, just this huge boob chick in it. Anyway, go ahead.
But before we leave the EA Sports era, like they made sports games that I probably wouldn't initially try. Like, because I played hockey games before I started watching hockey.
Yeah.
NHL 94. Like, again,
I hate hockey. I don't give a crap about it. We used to play the crap out of the NHL series.
It's just because they made everything. They figured out a way to make these games, like, make the sports digestible.
Yeah.
It's like the sounds, again, EA was really good about audio.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you
that
had
was always
like,
one of their strong points.
Hearing the cheers, hearing the refs' whistles, hearing the grunts and all that. Like Madden, as soon as you press hike on Madden, it's like
those are the people running into each other.
Yeah, those are all of the CTEs that's happening.
Yeah.
The CTEs.
Yeah, those dudes will be drooling in 10 years because the helmets quite ain't there yet either. They still using them soft riddle helmets.
Yeah.
They look plastic, but they breaking.
Yeah, I remember playing the hockey games and still not understanding what the hell icing is.
Oh, bro, trust me. I can play the game now and I still can't tell you what happened.
And like offsides, it's like, what do you mean offsides? I was about to score.
That's what Steve was talking about. When we play NHL, he's like, hey man, I be feeling bad because I keep going offsides.
I keep going offsides. Like, every time I'm about to score, I go offsides. I don't get it.
But what the fuck, man?
Gotta lead the puck across first, man. Stop going. Same thing in soccer. You gotta have the ball.
How does an oval have sides? I don't understand.
Whatever. But yeah.
But this still one of the most legendary sports games.
Yeah, NHL 94, I believe, was the one that us and our friends would play. We even got the what was the thing where you can plug more controllers.
Multi-tap.
Yeah. Man, we used to get more friends to show up because it was just the three of us that used to play it, but we get like two other guys.
I think it was a 6, right?
I think it was 6 altogether.
Yeah, 6 on
and
that.
we would play NHL 94 and Madden, maybe 95.
Yeah, it's usually like Madden 94 doesn't never really get as much love. Like Zach said, it's either Madden 93 or Madden 95.
6 for me was like the
Madden
one
96.
I loved.
Yeah, it was pretty. The Madden series, especially like pre PlayStation days, like, and I Tecmo Bowl was my football game, but by Madden 96, I couldn't even lie no more.
10-yard fight.
Ah, bro, we came a long way, didn't we?
Hey, I played. Where was it?
Was it NFL Pro Football the one we had to test 7 times on the NES.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Madden blows that out the water easily.
John Elway football, where for some reason the quarterback was the fastest guy on the team.
Yeah, John Elway's the best player ever
by far. Yeah.
Joe Montana Sports Talk football.
Oh my God.
It's first down, and I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
But all right, so we're winding down out of the 16-bit era. Now it's starting to get a little more competitive. The stakes are starting to go a little bit higher. You know, there's a lot more people starting to get into this area. So as we were talking earlier, right, like the competition is higher now. We get into the PlayStation/64, the end of the millennium. Mm-hmm. Now you have everybody wants to make a football game. So on the 64, you had Quarterback Club. On the PlayStation, you have Game Day. But Madden is still doing this thing. Like Madden 64, Madden 2000.
Madden 64 was so good.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Like EA is still, still trying stuff. In 94, we get the Need for Speed.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Like,
and I remember
I need you to make sure you pull. Yeah, that's the one. Go back down. That's it.
The original one?
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Need for Speed for the 3DO.
We played that
3DO experience.
Well, we played it on the PC.
They still doing PC stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit looks good.
We played Need for Speed on PC, and it was like, I remember just being like, "This is a game. This looks like real driving."
And like, just seeing this for those of you that are watching and realizing what the Need for Speed franchise turns into. Like this was before Cruising USA.
Cruising. Yeah.
But like
Ridge Racer.
Them doing this photorealistic from inside the car. You don't have as many cars. Basically, like a few Corvettes and Lamborghinis is really what they had. The roster is very short. I think the original game has 6 levels. But just a different experience, a different approach. Like EA is always like, look, man, try the shit out.
Might like
it. They're trying to find audiences, in every avenue, right? Mm-hmm. On top of that, they even start trying to branch out and just publish more, right? So then you get Die Hard Trilogy, which
nice. I remember getting that
365 days a game. I don't know which number. Shut up. But it's on there.
I should, but I don't. Check it out.
Bro, I remember getting that game for Christmas.
Die Hard Trilogy?
And we
got 3 games.
We played it the whole day.
It's 3 games in one.
3 games in one. The whole trilogy. Yep. What, if you had to pick, what game was your favorite?
Whatever that one is there.
The third person one is Die Hard 1.
Yeah.
You're the Nakatori building.
Yeah, because it was like that, and then it was like a
rail shooter.
Like a rail shooter.
The Die Hard 2.
That was 2.
And then Die Hard 3 is the driving game.
That's the driving game, yeah. That one.
I like
the driving game we learned to appreciate a little more as time went on.
Oh, bro, it is unforgiving.
But yeah, this one and the shooter.
The rail shooter was my favorite because it was the first one I could beat. This one gets hard.
Oh, yeah,
like
we beat it the first day on Christmas, and then we came back to this one because the driving
wasn't hidden like that.
No.
But you know who made this game? So EA published this game, but this was actually developed by Probe. You guys remember Probe?
No.
If you played the console versions of Mortal Kombat, they were the ones that actually made the console ports.
Okay.
Oh.
So when you first load the game up, it would say Midway, but then it would say Probe, and it used to be in that blue square. Yeah. Okay. So then this game was the greatest hits game on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
This was also on Sega Saturn. It wasn't on 64. PC. No. PC, Sega Saturn. And by now, like, PC is just, you got a Windows, you got the cow. But then they published, what is this? Future Cop, LAPD. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember.
But it's a over the top. It was like they were trying to, when this game came out, they were trying to recapture what they got with Jungle Strike and Desert Strike. But they were like, we can't do a helicopter this time. We're going to do a mech.
Hell yeah, Mechs are popular, right?
Yeah, no, Mechs is going ham, but
and a Sarlacc monster apparently.
Oh yeah, it's the future.
Yeah, we got
all the it's post-apocalyptic, Nolan. Okay, so the nuclear attacks and all that made it to where you got not only first you start off with street gangs and then you start getting stuff like this where it gets crazy.
Yeah, this is a shithole.
But that's what you want, right?
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna be the law, like if you're gonna make cops cool, you got to make it clear that like. This is a shithole. We're trying to fix
we need
stuff.
it. We need fucking We need cops in robots or a RoboCop.
And we can't get that right now.
Yeah, it's like
it's real hard to get. But like Madden 64, I remember the commercials for just this era of Madden and being like, damn, they really got the hardest game, don't they? Like it's football. Like he was just,
especially 64 because I remember the PlayStation game that came out around the same time. They were kind of like the models were kind of like stout and wide.
Yeah,
but like this one, they looked like they looked about as real as it can get at the time.
yeah.
And man, we played the crap out of this game.
This is when you started hearing people like, "Is that a real game?"
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Hey man, them SD TVs.
Yeah.
Hey, this
You glance at it for a little bit.
I believe the frame rate was better if you had the expansion cartridge.
Sure
too.
it was.
Might have been. Yeah.
Man, it was like crystal clear 480i.
Oh, you had the component cables. You had an RF switch. I said RF switch. It was rough. It was rough.
Do what you gotta do.
You know what's crazy is like back then, like it really was. A lot of people, they aren't just messing. Like, is that a real game? It looks so good.
Right.
I mean, you look at it now, it's like,
Yeah,
how?
now it's
Ridiculous.
like, man,
We gotta think back
But at the
then
time-
we were watching sports on SD TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all we had.
Yep.
Well, especially when they started doing this particular camera view where it's like it's close enough, but it's not too close on them. It's not too far out. Because
Well,
the
then you
old
have-
Maddens.
You have the monsters that played it like you're watching TV.
Yeah, because
You could change the camera angles.
Yep,
It sure
that's
did.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure
Madden,
did.
You're a
Madden-
monster if you play it that way.
Oh, bro, you
I
are
used to play
a
it that way.
psychopath.
What you mean, man? You just
Just
want
for
the
the
realistic
novelty of it,
experience.
yeah.
Now,
But it was cool.
all right, if we start the game under the impression that this is what we're gonna do for fun, that's one thing. But I know Zach done ran into some sickos that they don't even say nothing, bro. It's part of they save settings, and you load the game up, and you like, fuck wrong with your
Fuck am
Madden,
I gonna play with this?
Y'all don't never play games in cinematic mode?
bro. I'm trying to win. The camera is following a lineman. This man on the line just blocking. I ran a toss. I'm on the side. It's not even following me. I got the ball.
going.
Where am I at? 3-yard loss.
Wonderful.
Motherfuckers playing NBA Live on what was it? Gosh, it was like broadcast low or like ISO low. It's like, bro, it's to this corner and it's down. It's like, bro, what are we playing?
Yeah.
Basketball.
No, we're not, man. Like I can't see a third of my court.
Well, when you're playing, you can't really see it all. So, like if you're actually playing in real life.
We not. This is a video game. In real life, I only control Darius. In this version, I control the whole team. Now, Knockout Kings. This is where boxing games stopped being Mike Tyson Punch Out, and you started to finally get like we can go at it now.
Yeah.
Because before the best boxing game, unfortunately, was Punch Out.
Unfortunately.
No.
Well, because it wasn't versus.
I mean,
Bro,
there were actually a lot of good
I'm not trying to hit. I'm not nobody's playing Buster Douglas KO boxing.
No,
we're not playing
Buster
Evander
Douglas.
Holyfield real
Evander
deal.
Holyfield was,
Bro, that real deal.
hey, man.
Fucking uppercut is
Hey,
unstoppable.
man, you uppercut somebody. Man,
Well, if you,
just fall down
well,
with you.
uppercut somebody in real life, see what happens.
Exactly.
Bro, I can't. You can't block it.
Evander
Let me uppercut
Holyfield.
Yo,
Ring
he's-
King? Ring King. Come on, man.
Ring King was alright. I give you that. I rented that from the place next to Shine.
Nice.
Not the good rental place, but the other one.
The other ones.
Yeah, the secondary. The other one had Alien versus Predator, and it had Ring King, and then it was like,
We got Wizards and Warriors.
There you go.
bro, I'm not playing it today. For a whole weekend.
I got the book for it.
I bet you. The game
he
that comes
does.
with the book.
But yeah.
But no,
Ring King.
Knockout Kings, like this
Knockout Kings, yeah.
this is where like our living room started to being like talking crazy.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Bro, I'm beating you with Jay LaMotta. You rated 78. You got Muhammad Ali, he rated 99.
You still losing.
Stop doing the special punch. Nah, I'll stop blocking.
Yeah. Yeah, this game was like,
You got the lean and physics. Oh, this was crazy.
it definitely changed it because it's like, this was the most realistic feeling like boxing. It's just the way you moved and punched and the.
And it looked like you saw it on
strategy
TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is no more like Rocky where it's like, it's some weird knockoff of Punch Out, but they can't officially do that.
Right.
So it's like we gotta throw all these weird gimmicks into it. Like you had stamina now, so you can just spam punches all day.
Strategy.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. And like body blows lower stamina, which as you can see, whoever playing Ali, buddy, you gotta stop getting hit in the body because he is. Your punches ain't doing Nathan when it comes to the later round. Like this was a game where you started to see if people were good, they could go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't think Ali stopped punching.
No, you never.
In his whole video,
bro, he's got no stamina left. But yeah, no, Knockout Kings, like what EA was able to do, and I don't think they get enough credit from the leagues that they were making licensed games from, is that they were creating fans for those leagues.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids started playing Madden, but then it's like, I want to watch football.
That was me.
Yeah.
I didn't care about football at all until I started playing Madden.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's one of the reasons why I really fell in love with basketball more, because it's like, man, I can't do shit like my brothers because they all, they got different athletic abilities, but I can play live, and like I can figure out a season and like build my team and trade and do all this stuff. Like I can do basketball well here. I know what to do. Now in real life, my body ain't doing what I would like to do, but on here, I got it. But EA's always been about getting involved with stuff. So we had how I got introduced to Diablo, and unlike you guys, you cool guys, was Diablo the PlayStation version.
Oh, that's the first time I played it too. Well,
Which
Diablo 2, I think, on PlayStation.
I believe you. Dark. Yeah, I believe you. But yeah, this is where I learned what Diablo was, because I would see the advertisements for it in magazines and be like, "It's weird shit with the devil on there. Get this demonistic shit out of here."
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then I rented it and I was like, "Oh,
Look at that cover."
I didn't get out of the first town, but it was what I played was so fun.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. Then I saw it later on PC and was like, oh,
so this is what it's
this
about.
is what Diablo's supposed to be.
I was about to say all I know about Diablo is we have friends that have PC games, and when Diablo came out on the PC, first of all, they were like blasphemous. First of all,
So on the PlayStation version,
playing with a controller.
Hey man,
no, I
fuck
hate
you.
Hey, I hate your friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's the way it was. I've never been a fan of the Diablo games. I used to watch my friend play it, and he was like, "Man, this is the greatest game ever made." And I was like, "I don't get it." And I've never been a big fan of the series, but it was huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember they had a thing on. It was like 2020 or something when they were talking about the just how many folks were playing it and playing this terrible game. But the guy was pointing it out is that now you're actually trying to kill the devil in this game, right? And it's like, yes. So why does everybody think the game is so bad? Isn't that a good thing?
Oh, they were tripping.
It's the imagery.
it's just the name of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the name,
of it.
the imagery, all of that stuff.
Playing the devil game.
Yeah. And I mean,
I remember the original Diablo was huge.
yeah. Like I said, I would see it in different magazines.
It was the only other video game I can remember seeing on the news besides like Street Fighter 2 when it first came out.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, yep.
Well, you had a holiday Mario special.
Holiday Mario.
Yeah, it's the holiday rush is coming in, and the new Nintendo system is out. And like, what do you want? Mario. Kids love Mario.
I want Mario.
Now the problem, parents, is that the Super Nintendo is $300, but you can get your kid the Nintendo and get his feelings hurt for $100. I got you that new Nintendo, son.
No fooling.
Yeah, with Duck Hunt and 94, bro.
When I started working at Toys R Us in 1999,
Golly.
parents would come in and they would look at a PlayStation, and right next to it we still had the SNES sitting there. PlayStation was what, 300 at the time?
Yeah, I think
it might have been 200 at the time.
I think it was 300. I think it was like expensive.
We sold SNESs for $50.
$50.
$50. Now we only had three games left for it at the time. I cannot for the life of me remember what those 3 games were, but you could only get 3 games for it.
Right.
But folks would see what the kids wanted, and I'd be standing there with them like, "Please don't look left. Please don't look left. Please don't look left." And they look over right next to it, and the SNES was only $50. Well, why don't we just get him this? And it's like, okay,
That's an option.
I understand the sentiment, but you can't get games for it. You see, because the only 3 games we had for it were right under it.
Probably Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball.
That was it. And it's like, nah, this will be good enough. And it's like, oh,
That's your problem. You're trying to get your kid good enough.
so many Christmases ruined.
I mean, I try not to judge parents too hard. Man, it's a lot of money, you know.
It ain't a lot of money.
Well, just don't get them nothing.
But I'll tell you, if I was that kid, I would have rather them not get me anything.
Because them games,
because I also told them there's a good chance he already has an SNES. There's a good chance
he got a Nintendo. We don't know which one. We know he ain't got this one because I ain't paid for this motherfucker yet. But because I looked at my dad crazy if he bought me another SNES. I'm like, bro, you don't even care, do you? You ain't even trying.
He probably walked into Toys R Us.
No, he don't say if he did. No, he didn't. No, my dad was good about like, all right, son,
knowing what you had and then.
What? No, not at all. He would be like, hey,
just asking.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Here's the budget.
What you want?
What we getting? Because some years it's like, okay, you can get a new system. It's cool. I'm cool with it. Some years it's like, hey,
just get a couple games.
Get some games for it this year. I got you, my boy, but we're gonna get some games this year. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So to close it out, yeah, I think we covered it. So this is the EA is finding a lot of success, consistent success. The new IPs are hidden, even when they branch out and they help publish console versions of stuff. It's like it's Diablo.
Wing Commander.
I think I missed it. They bought and this is in the previous era. They bought Origin Systems in 1992.
Yes, they did.
Which Origin comes back later on, just for Steven.
Oh shit.
But Wing Commander. So
the
Wing Commander series, the Ultima series, like this is all under EA now, and for the most part, they did a good job, like not fucking with it.
Oh no. Because Wing Commander, the first Wing Commander was like, what was that game?
Top Gun?
No.
That's what it looked like.
What was that? No, what was that shooting game that wasn't so much a game, but everybody would use it to gauge how powerful their machine was?
Crisis.
Oh,
yeah. What you gonna talk about later?
Wing Commander was the original Crisis, because the guy that made this game, his whole point was to get everybody to buy new hardware. He wanted to make the most advanced game that he could possibly make. I know if you see it now, it's like this. Well,
I mean, just the arm moving around is pretty. That's pretty good frames.
At the time, this was the most advanced space sim like ever of all times, and to this day, it still kind of holds up too. Honestly,
I want to play it.
Hey, bro, I'd play it right now. Like, look at it.
Man,
it looks cool. You getting close to the objective too.
But yeah, the Wing Commander series was huge, and when EA had it and they brought it when they bought it, and like, because I think they bought it when Wing Commander like 3.
What's the one on PlayStation?
3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Wing Commander
the Mark
3.
Hamill one.
Yep. When they started doing the live action stuff with like actual stars in it, like Luke Skywalker was in Wing Commander 3. He's
in a space game that's not Star Wars.
Yeah. But even the original Wing Commanders is just, I love these games so much. That's why I spent so much on Star Citizen. But you know what?
That's a whole nother
episode.
All right. So we'll do this last one, and then we'll conclude, and we'll do
this
part
will
2.
be a part 2?
Yeah. I'm really happy with how we've been going so far, man. I appreciate y'all. So we get into the early 2000s. Now this is when I started glazing EA. Huh? Yeah, next line. Like, this is where I started glazing for a little bit. I ain't gonna front. I was looking at the releases for this. So this is the Challenge Everything era / EA Big.
That's some good shit over there.
So let's get into it.
Pretty good time for
so first and foremost, they still trying stuff on the PC, and Max's is still just, knocking shit out of the park.
Yeah, Sim City 2000 still going strong, and then all of a sudden,
buddy, we get a little game called The Sims, which this game will end up being something that not only keeps EA afloat through some tough times, but also will be one of the things that contributes to its negative perception in the future.
Eventually, yeah.
But
I believe it's still like out of the Sims, or the Sims 2 is like still one of the highest selling games of all time.
Sims 2.
Shoot, I bought the Sims on PC.
I had the Sims on PC.
Yeah.
My brother worked at Babbage's, and I remember him and a friend of ours from high school worked there when this game was coming out, and we would read the mags and everything, and there was like every magazine was covering this new game from the guys that made SimCity called The Sims, and we thought it was the dumbest looking game we had ever seen. So wait, I'm just gonna build a house and like live in it, and this looks like a girl game. That's what we all said. This looked like a girl game. Nobody wants.
The hoes love the Sims, bro.
Which isn't necessarily,
to be fair,
the hoes love the Sims. It's not
women
wrong.
love the Sims games, but but we didn't say it as a good thing. Trust me. But
misogynistic.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. We came up in the 80s.
The girls do love it.
Yeah, the girls do love the Sims. But the game comes out, and our friend checks it out first. And he's like, "Oh no, y'all have to play this game." So we check it out. Immediately burned the discs. Kept the copy of it because that's what you did back then. But yeah, this game was just like it was so addictive, and as I can't even explain to you why. But
it's nice to be able to have control over of your life, of somebody's life.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to, because we had one friend whose sole goal was just to find new and horrible ways to kill his Sims. But
you talking about somebody who likes to torment Sims? You talk to that man's wife over there.
Oh,
I think she's like a legit serial killer
in Sims world. I ain't say that, Daniel. I'm just saying. I ain't saying
there's some unsolved mysteries that may want to.
So my earliest memories of Sims. What was before YouTube? Wasn't there a way to like upload shit, like videos?
Probably. But
I mean,
I can't remember what it was, but I had two.
I don't think
I had two buddies that basically did a Big Brother video series with Sims.
Really?
Yeah. And this was actually shortly after Big Brother first came out.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. So they liked the show. I never watched that shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they liked it, and they like, we can do that with the Sims, and then they did that with the Sims.
Pretty good show.
Yeah, we made ourselves and all of our friends. And
of course,
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to make your people. They still don't have, especially with this game. They had that many black hairstyles, but that's okay.
Yeah,
they had the kid and play, and that was it.
That's pretty much. Yeah,
that's all you.
Pretty much.
No, the Sims. Well, the Sims come out,
the black
bro.
Folks like, right?
Yeah, they did. But like, I mean, obviously, we know how like earth shattering the Sims was for PC gaming.
Yeah,
eventually you get ports on. Actually, no, you don't get ports until Sims 2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they started the Shogun Total War.
Oh yeah.
So we get the strategy games going.
Playing that first time,
and it's like all of a sudden. PC gaming has always been about trying to do large scale things,
right?
Trying to simulate, like, look how many things we got on screen or stuff like that. Shogun Total War.
Yeah,
the
thing I loved about it is I had the same like educational experience from that game as playing the old Centurion game. Learning how that era of Japan worked and the fiefs and the concubines that would stab you in the back because she was actually
I got a spy into your organization. You didn't know.
Stab you with his needle.
Yeah. What happened? I ain't wake up.
No, you did. They got you. Shit.
Yeah. That bitch.
Yeah.
Should fucking know.
You can win on the battlefield, or
in the bedroom.
Win with the stroke of a pen, or
pen is mightier than the sword sometimes.
Pen is mightier than the sword. Yeah. But man, you want to talk about a game that was hard though.
Oh, it put it to you.
It was kinda. Ain't
no kinda.
Look at all those units on the field. Look at that.
Somebody ain't gonna make it. Got too many dudes holding banners instead of swinging swords.
There's too many banners on the field.
Bannermans give boosts though.
Which, by the way, has anyone watched that show?
Shogun?
Don't say that. Don't say that in the season just ended. I'm trying to see some.
Shogun. Have you seen it?
No, not yet. I got it on my list.
It's really good.
It's good. It's really good.
Based on the book, one season, they ain't got no more stories to tell. It's perfect. I'm waiting to dive into it.
It's only 10 episodes. It's really good.
But yeah, during this time too, man, they still are investing in smaller projects. So you got American McGee's Alice, which is it's a cult classic, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least all of us, we've taken a gander at it. Alice,
I don't think I played the original. I played when they remade them on the 360 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Madness Returns?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it might be in a sequel. It
was a sequel. But they did
a sequel or a remake.
I thought they did a remake of the original one, and they did the sequel.
I feel like it was a remake.
Yeah, I think it was a remake. And then it did well, and I think they made a sequel.
Yeah, they just hadn't done it. It's supposed to be the third one. They just
I don't think number 2 did very well.
It didn't.
The guy was trying to get it made, but they said no.
But just the fact that these are the people that made The Sims, and then they're publishing this game that's like, the Grimm's Tale version of Alice in Wonderland type. Well, the American McGee version.
And did this game ever come out like on consoles?
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's was like.
So I remember at the time there was like a lot of folks were saying, and this was about the era where a lot of PC games started
sliding over.
Yeah, kind of becoming more console-y. Mm-hmm. Because you didn't have a lot of third-person platforming adventure games. You had the Tomb Raiders and stuff like that. That was kind of felt like a different thing. This one is like, I don't know, man. It feels
like this looks like a console
like something
game.
they put on the PC, but something that they could easily put on the console. And I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, people on the PC were fighting that because they were the strategy games and the sim. It was like stuff that they were PC games, and this is like you said, this was a console ready game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just something that was really different.
It was different.
Now, for me, you want to talk about peak EA during this time?
I see a couple of them.
We got to talk about Cell Damage.
Cell Damage was great. Shout out to
that's twice in a row that we've talked about Cell Damage.
Yeah. I know, it's weird.
Cell Damage comes back up because you know what? It was on 2 systems. You know what I'm saying? It was on the Xbox when they released.
And it was a launch title.
And then it was on the 360 when it came out. It's like, this is new Cell Damage. It's the same game, but it's new though. I always thought this was just a cool concept of like it's like a racing game, but then there's the twisted metal aspect to it. There's a few different ways to play it, kind of like Mario Kart, where some people I knew just played the battle mode of Mario Kart, and then some people just strictly did races or both. Yeah. But on this one, I think different characters, if I'm not mistaken, have different more twisted metal style where it's like different stuff that you can get, but they also had like specials, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Each one had unique attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's still some of the best example of cell shading.
Yeah.
Which was like a big deal at the time.
Oh yeah, cell shading was huge during this era.
Hey man, you want to give me a boys? This is where anime games lost their way. Okay, make it cell shaded. Okay, it's an anime, it's a cartoon already. Yeah, it can look like a moving cartoon.
I mean that was kind of my thing. It was like, we can make games look like cartoons, then cartoon games need to look like
exactly
cartoons. There's no excuse now.
No, not at all. But yeah, you know what this era was really about, man. EA big. Okay, that challenge everything shit was cool, but I'm here for the over the top versions of everything. Now, the most notable one, right? At least for a lot of people from this time.
Most folks,
tricky. Which is crazy because so many people got introduced to that song from this game.
I had the album. I still
exactly.
I still have the tape somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yep.
That
Run DMC.
Yeah.
Right.
DMC, yeah.
Like that album or the SSS Tricky album?
No. The actual
Run DMC.
album.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I first saw the commercial, I'm like, oh, they put Run DMC in a game, and then it was like the game is called Tricky, and I was like,
oh, I get it.
They based the whole thing around the song, and it's like no, but yes, but no.
Yeah.
My gosh, it's such a good game.
Yeah,
so fun.
This was an important era for gaming because to me it felt like they started putting characters back in sports game or sports adjacent games, right? Because for a minute it started to get too simulation, and I feel like there should always be a balance.
Yeah. And you talk about that. The first snowboarding game we played was 1080 snowboarding on the N64.
Yeah,
which I remember
the game was good.
We said because we have a friend. He's like he loves to skateboard, and we played the 1080 game, and we called him over. It's like, you have to play this game. He's like, man, I don't want to play any snowboarding. I want a skateboarding game. We were like, just play it.
Well, yeah, Tony Hawk, you better be quiet.
And well, yeah, we was like, man, now imagine if they make this a skateboarding game, and then of course Tony Hawk would eventually come out. But then he played the SXX games.
Yep.
And yeah, he was like, oh no, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. I never care for the SSX games as much as like the 1080. I actually preferred more, realistic stuff. Yeah. But I know a lot of folks. I had a lot of friends that would like, this is like to this day their number one game of all time on the PS2.
Well, the thing with the SSX series, particularly Tricky, that I thought was really cool, is that as you progress, because like there's a purpose to the story mode in this game.
Right.
One, you unlock characters, but also as you upgraded your character, they changed like visually. So like you got more tricks. They started to look different. The costumes and stuff you unlocked, stats got better, which means you could jump higher, do more tricks in the air, which means you got better scores, had more meter, because at the end of the game, if you don't keep full Tricky meter and hold boost the whole time, you can't win. Like you just can't, because everybody else is just the PC gets harder towards the later stages. It's more actually about racing than it is doing tricks. But yeah, this game kind of just it sparked something, right? Because then we get games like NBA Street, and the first NBA Street to me hit like NBA Jam hit. Like I think EA was like, you know what? That NBA Jam series kind of fell by the wayside. But when it was popping, there was nothing else like NBA Jam. And they saw the market was open and they went ahead and, they jumped in it. Now, this one did 3-on-3 instead of 2v2, which I think was good, which the original creators went towards with NBA Showtime. Right. That was 3-on-3. Yeah. But, man, this game, this was bananas. And we didn't even get into when we started talking about the sequels. That was the thing during this era for EA big games, because SSX Tricky is the sequel to SSX. Mm-hmm. The second game is like Terminator 2 out here when it comes to EA big. The first game is good.
That's when they're trying stuff.
Yo, we're trying stuff, right? But we perfected when it comes to the second game.
Right.
So then we go from NBA Street to NBA Street Volume 2. And we're talking about like NBA Street Volume 1. The first NBA Street is a greatest hits game. Like it sold incredibly well. You know what I'm saying? Millions of units. But buddy, we start talking about NFL Street. Oh my goodness. We put football with craziness. Yeah. And again, this time is where EA is capitalizing on a lot of, I guess, marketing efficiencies. Because what we don't have right now when NFL Street comes out, there's no blitz. Yeah. Blitz is by the wayside.
Yeah, all that stuff is over. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pre-blitz the league, but this is post Blitz 99 on the 64. So it's like nobody's got an arcade football game.
Right.
Arcade versions of sports games are forever. They gonna work. You put enough work into it, give it enough flavor. I mean, what do you want?
I didn't even play football game. Well, I still don't, but I knew this game was huge.
Yeah,
everybody was playing it.
And it was just such a good time. And EA still going, in the ways of 4 players.
Yeah.
4 players is always going to be better than 2. 2 is fine. You want to get your issue out one-on-one. But if we can do more people, we can do more stuff. 4 players. Bouncing off walls, hitting people, jumping over people. Oh, my goodness. And EA, with the sports games, usually brought it back to the Legends. Like, you always had the Legends version. I remember on Madden, I don't know if y'all remember this, when they started putting the all versions of teams, the all 49ers, the all Chicago Bears, just the 85 Bears. But
yeah.
But like you had the Legends on NBA Street and like the marketing campaigns where they would have like the virtual versions of people, which they kind of took from the Dreamcast, but don't worry about that. We started to get into, I know no one's ready for this, Battlefield 1942.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Let me tell you.
Talk to him.
Battlefield. Okay, so I got to go back a little bit actually, because there was the Medal of Honor games.
I was gonna let you have that.
So the Medal of Honor Allied Assault was the game that was just like put them on the map as far as it came to shooting games, which of course that game was made by what's his name, Vince Zampella, and the guys that would eventually go on to make a Infinity Ward, because they wanted to do stuff in the next Medal of Honor game that EA was like, well, no, just make like you made the last one. And they're like, well, no, we're going to make our own company and make our own game, and we see what happened. But the Medal of Honor games at the time, they were like, it was like considered like some of the best gaming like ever made, because it was like historically accurate on a bunch of stuff. And going back to what something you had said earlier about sound, EA to this day really has some of the best sound effects and just sound and everything in any game ever.
Yeah.
And Medal of Honor was like one of the like highlights of that. The gun sounds, like it sounded a gun would sound different from 100 yards away than from 20 yards away. Just this game was so good. But one of the things going through these games, you would walk by a tank or a Jeep or even an airplane. It's like, man, I wish I could just hit a button and jump inside that tank. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't it be so cool if they made a shooting game where every time you see a Jeep somewhere, you could just jump in the Jeep and drive? And then Battlefield 1942 came out.
Some goodness.
Man, we played so much of this game. So much of it. It was like, because, we had played online shooting games before. Like, Quake 2 was really our first one. Then, like, Quake 3, Unreal Tournaments, all of that stuff. But to have something that was like...
Killing spree.
But to have something that was like, based on more realistic stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like our dream come true. It was a Medal of Honor, but you can drive any vehicle that you could see. Maps were huge. It was just at the time it was just, there was nothing like it at all. And it's like you play, because this game had the 64 players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like
on PC for sure.
Huh?
On the PC, not the when they did the console version.
I'm not talking about a console version of this. What are you talking about?
What you mean? That's how I got in the game.
Well, that's nice. Whatever. This is a PC game, damn it.
Fucking pleb.
But yeah, it was. I can't even put into words. Like, I'm still just smiling in my whole body right now, just thinking all the good times I had played this game for years. And don't even talk about the mods. There was a Star Wars Total Conversion mod that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And there was a Modern Warfare mod made by this mod group in Northern Europe that goes by the name of I'm so mad right now. They made the Frost engine.
Dice.
Yeah. Thank you.
We was gonna get to that, but that's probably gonna be next time. By the time we get to all that.
Yeah. So. We'll get to that. But
we're gonna glaze them. Don't worry.
Back when DICE was just a bunch of guys that made mods, they made an absolutely fantastic total conversion mod for this game that put like F-14s and stuff like that in the game. You were fighting in more real, in modern era stuff, and it was, and they had helicopters in the game, which no one thought anyone was able to do. And they were able to make it, as complicated as it should be, but still fun.
Mm-hmm.
And EA, of course, would see that, and we'll talk about it later.
We're about to get into the era of like, let me get you.
Yeah.
Oh, you did something?
Yeah.
Let me get you. No. You got a cool game?
Yeah.
Let me get you.
Let me get you. Yeah. But yeah,
shutting down
Battlefield
the
series. The Battlefield series, I still love it. And 1942 up until maybe about 5 years ago, I would still go back and play that game, because there are folks still playing. I guarantee you, if you install that game, you could find a full server. I believe playing that game right now.
Now, a wise man once said, "I live my life a quarter mile at a time." Right. So, the Need for Speed series, right? Been on the road. We didn't talk about it, but like Hot Pursuit, buddy, you talking about a racing game? I'm racing against y'all, and I'm racing against the cops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do too good, the cops will sabotage you, throw the spike strips out, and all of a sudden you lost the race because you was going too fast.
Should have done that.
Yeah, you should have got arrested, got that ticket.
Yeah.
Should have got that click of the ticket. But the reference I made, if you don't know, you should probably stop listening. But that's a Fast and Furious reference, and I bring that up because this early 2000s, all of a sudden the tuner car infatuation, the Fast and Furious, you got nitrous drifting. Soon as this game comes on, it is like putting the soundtrack. When no one talked about sounds, one of the things that EA used to do, and I know Zach, you remember this from the sports games, right? Is those soundtracks with like actual artists,
right?
Because a lot of games, they hit you with
Mason, their own in-house music.
Yeah. But they started licensing songs. Bro, you cut Need for Speed Underground on. Do you know what song comes on? Get Low by Lil Jon. Dum 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 dum.
Yeah, we got the race,
that girl fine. Get low to the window, bro. You know how many kids got this game on Christmas? To the window, to the wall, to the sweat drop down my balls.
Hey, they said balls.
Oh, ski up. Show the crunk on the floor wide open. Ski so much they call her Billy Ocean. Bro, some wild lyrics.
Some wild lyrics in that song.
Challenge everything.
Turn this down a little bit. I can't have my parents.
Bro, I'm gonna get in trouble Christmas Day. I'm just trying to drift, dog.
Yep.
360.
But no, man, like Need for Speed Underground, because there was a bunch of other games that came out around this time. Now, obviously, we still had some other heaters, like Midnight Club was a great game. Project Gotham was a great game. But Need for Speed Underground, man, with the drag racing, you know, like that particular mode, and like they crafted this world that you were driving around and you were interacting with all these people. And some of it, if you go back and play it now, it's a little stereotypical, right? You got the dude talking about, hey, Holmes. It's like, yeah. You think you hot stuff, eh? Once you try racing against me and my friends, it's like, who your friend? The Triads. Hello.
Hello.
You gotta go against the leader of the Triads, Dragon.
Of course it is.
Yeah, he's got a dragon tattoo and
we got black hair.
Yeah, you know what's going on. But no, man, like Need for Speed Underground was just such an incredible moment.
You know, Need for Speed Underground is like one of those games that like almost everybody had.
Bro, it's
like almost in everybody's collection.
Yeah, it was just, you go to somebody's house, they're like, what you got? Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Need for Speed Underground. Yeah. Perfect. That works.
It's going to be loose somewhere.
Just a loose blue back disc. Why is it just upside down on top of the PlayStation? Where's the case at?
I don't know.
It worked though?
Yeah, it worked.
All right, cool. But one of the other most incredible things that EA came up with during this time, buddy, the Def Jam series. First and foremost, again, getting people who are good at something and being like, yo, what you want to do? So the 64 had one of the most legendary wrestling game runs, but it was particularly because of the Aki group and the engine that they had. Well, for some reason, not necessarily for some reason, but when that was the 64, PlayStation had the SmackDown series, and that became like the flagship WWE series for a while.
Right.
So they decided to not do any more business with that group. Well, this company just sitting there, and EA's like, hey, we doing this EA big stuff. We got the Def Jam roster and all its affiliates, and they've agreed to do this game, and we want you guys to do it, but we also want you to create like your own world. And so you have people from the Aki group, people from EA Big, collaborating on Def Jam Vendetta, which the first game is a straight up wrestling game, which I kind of like more overall. Like, clearly, Def Jam Fight for New York is a better game. It's like Mass Effect 1 and 2. Yeah. Like, Mass Effect 2 is better. Def Jam Fight for New York, overall, story-wise, everything. It's a better game.
Yeah, it's a better game overall.
But this is it ain't a wrestling, though. It ain't wrestling. Yeah. This is wrestling.
Icon's the best one.
Hey, bud, you didn't
have to say that.
You didn't have to even bring that up.
You know what? I didn't hate Icon.
Bro, Icon... So the thing about Def Jam Vendetta, or Def Jam Fight for New York is, the battle system is, on one level, way easier, but on another level could be way deeper.
Right.
Def Jam Vendetta, on the surface, is a more complicated system with the grabs and the way you got to control each other, but it's not as deep as Fight for New York because they don't have the style mixing and stuff like that.
Right.
Def Jam Icon was like, you know what you should do? You should just throw people into the background and go, boom.
Do extra damage.
I mean, I got to do it because you got to do extra damage, but the only thing that kind of saved that game was custom soundtracks.
Oh, yeah.
But the Def Jam series, it just, my goodness. And we'll never, some of the stuff from this era, we can never get again because of the way licensing and stuff works. Like, we can't get another Def Jam game.
Yeah.
License be a nightmare.
Oh, complete. They've tried to just even go back to the people who were in the original game and be like, y'all want to do it? And everybody like $1 million.
Bro, come on, man. I can't give you
$1 million, so I ain't doing it.
Okay, well, I guess we can't do it.
I guess we can't do it.
All right, cool then, because that's what I'm worth.
Okay.
So, and can't really be mad at people because them people didn't get paid that much for the first 2 games.
Yeah,
but let me tell you, EA did. Bank. A lot of them didn't get paid nothing because they was part of their contractual obligations.
Shit.
Yeah, gotta get your lawyer involved, but my boy, you gotta come out here and do this mocap.
Huh? For what?
Yeah, for Def Jam. You getting beat up by D-Mob too.
I don't want to do
Triple
that.
power bomb D-Mob is gonna be on you. Show up. But then there's still the EA is still doing the thing. As before we get ready to head out for this episode, is still branching out and publishing and getting other properties. One of them was TimeSplitters. The first 2 games was made by Eidos.
No, okay.
EA's like, they not trying to do number 3. People seem to kind of rock with this series. It ain't the biggest series, right? But it's respected.
But it was,
But then Future Perfect comes out.
Hey, man. Future Perfect was fucking awesome. I remember we played this in college.
Yes, we did.
In the dorm room.
With the 40-year-old version in the background playing all day.
With Darius was staying with me and Ronnie illegally.
Hey, man, why you got to say it like that? Boy, they didn't know nothing.
Well, what illegal? It was against the rules. He wasn't supposed to be there, but he basically stayed there.
Yeah, I lived there for a semester.
90% of the time.
Hey, man, the dorms was full when I registered.
It's true.
I would have got a room, but I couldn't. So
nobody said anything. So, but this was one of the games that we played constantly.
Had that multi-tap?
Had the multi-tap, and the multiplayer was great because you could play like basically any character that was in the game, like the story mode, you can play in the multiplayer mode.
Like GoldenEye.
Yeah. So.
But Ronnie was cheating because he had a gun that was shooting through walls and had X-ray scope on it.
Yeah. So they had really cool weapons. They had really cool level designs. A lot of the models was really cool.
This had online as well. We never did it, but it did have online functionality. Which would probably be better if you play it on Xbox, just to be honest.
But I really love this game. I hate they never came out with another one. But
even the HUD and stuff was GoldenEye inspired.
Oh yeah, with the
TimeSplitters 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just having the armor and the health left and right.
Or Steven was saying they never made another one.
Oh yeah. Well, this is unfortunately they've tried a couple times to kind of get something going, and I think they did a GoFundMe. If I'm not a GoFundMe, but
someone for the third one.
Remember.
Yeah,
they did something.
But it didn't take.
Yeah, well, I don't know because it wasn't as good as this one, at least not to me anyway.
Well, the time travel of Future Perfect was crazy. Right. That was like one of the things is you going through these different eras and meeting, like you said, meeting all these different characters and stuff like that. And it was a really, again, sci-fi stuff, right? Sci-fi stuff with just any sort of just decent storyline and decent characters. I'm in. Yeah. You got to convince me.
Joanna Dark over here. What's going on?
I mean, Hey, maybe Rare owns that character. Don't say that.
I don't know. Does anybody own that character?
Microsoft owns it now.
There was 2 different Perfect Dark games that were announced, and not a one of them we've ever heard a word of. I'm just saying.
Shh, you gonna get us in trouble, bro. Some dude come in and like shoot you in the neck, but it's gonna be in the shape of like the Rare logo.
It's gonna be Joanna Dark and come in and take him out.
No witnesses. Come on, man. You ain't gotta do it. But what do you guys remember from this era? This is the PS2, GameCube, Xbox era of EA.
I mean, I'm sure I'd have to really go deep into the library because I'm sure there's some other games that I'm familiar with. But TimeSplitters, SSX Tricky.
As far as publishers, bro, like EA big.
They were still,
yeah.
You got Freakstyle.
Yeah.
You got FIFA Street. Like I said, NBA Street Volume 2 comes out, and it is just. My goodness, like, I don't understand. They had in each of these games, they started doing stuff like having their own original characters. Like NBA Street had its own set of characters that only showed up in NBA Street games. Yeah, you had like Bonafide and Dimes, she was the girl, but she had handles. She had good assist points and all this stuff. Who was the other dudes? The one dude who shot threes and he was white, of course, but not Larry Bird because Larry Bird's not white. Larry's clear.
Clear.
What would you put the years on this?
Yeah, so this year would be up until we got one more I need you to bring up.
I got one.
Okay.
They made they published. Well, it was I think it's like a subsidiary, so it's like EA Redwood or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they made the Return of the King video game.
Yes, they did.
And
licensed products, bro, was a big part of this.
Oh yeah, and dude, that game is amazing. I've beat it multiple times with multiple different people.
No,
and I loved it every time.
Don't put that up there. Put up Marvel Nemesis.
Oh, fuck that. Man, nobody wants to see Johnny Ohm.
Johnny Ohm, baby. Here's Johnny.
What years are these?
So, The Sims came out in the year 2000.
The year 2000.
Shogun Total War is the year 2000. Alice is the year 2000. NBA Street, SSS Tricky, they come out in 2001. We also had, which is not listed up there, but we also had Burnout. Came out in 2001.
I was just wondering about that.
Yeah.
Like, when did the Burnout game start coming? Because EA picked up the Burnout series starting with the third one, right?
Yeah. Is that That's not Paradise. Just Burnout 3.
Burnout 3, yeah.
Def Jam Battlefield comes out 2002. Like you're talking about hits after hits.
Yeah.
This stops in 2005 with this list.
So this is all just before we hit college, actually.
Yeah. Bro, and so much time to play all of this goofy shit.
Oh, bro, it was wonderful.
Spider-Man controls like ass in this game too. Daredevil controls like Spider-Man should. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see, Def Jam Vendetta is 2003. Need for Speed Underground is 2003. The first Fight Night comes out in 2004, which you showed Knockout Kings. We need to get some Fight Night footage in here.
Fight Night is the one.
The reason I was asking is their big controversy happens around this time, but I guess it's going to be in the next part.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
The NFL stuff.
Yeah. That's how we started. Not the next one. We're gonna say that for part 2. But so we talked about Knockout Kings before, and Knockout Kings was a great game. But Fight Night 2004. So they had Knockout Kings going from 99 all the way into 2003, and they kind of just went quiet for a second. And they were talking about, this is where EA starts to be one of those leaders in, not only, they were leaders in the industry in general, but like engines. This is where engines start becoming a thing. Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned earlier, when we get to like Dice and all that and Frostbite, but before that, we got the real motion engine with Fight Night. And it's like the leaning, the swaying. My goodness.
Yeah.
Again, we can't do these games anymore because of licensing and all of that. But, buddy, Fight Night had people talking about. I know we was in high school, but I done seen $100 on a Fight Night match. Okay, like I've been part of some side bets for some Fight Nights because I used to be out here.
I think it goes with pretty much all of EA sports games.
Oh yeah,
simulation ones.
Yeah, yeah. I done seen people fight over Madden. Easy work. Nah, man, the game cheating. You got 21 down, 3 touchdowns, my boy. You getting skunked. Get my $5.
When did they start doing the Madden tournament, like the actual like official Madden tournaments?
You know what?
I want to say it was around.
I've had trouble finding this information.
It was around this time, wasn't it?
I feel like it was around this time, maybe a little after.
Let's see if I can find it.
But I remember, as far as Fight Night goes, we'd be at Mom's house, whenever the Terminex guy was coming. And I'm sure he used to love to come to our house because we always had some game. And he was an older guy, but he kind of had an interest, kind of like a passing interest in games.
Right.
Because I remember he came over because he was the same guy that would come to her house for years. And I remember he got like he was spraying the house and he like stopped and watched us play Nobi 3. He watched us for a good hour play that game. He was like,
this should look crazy.
Yeah, the same spot.
It was in 2005.
2005, yeah. But
that's when they had the Madden challenge.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember that.
We were playing one of the Knockout Kings games, and again, he totally stopped. He put his stuff down and he sat down on the couch and just watched this. He was like, it's like this looks like a real match.
Yep.
And yeah, the Knockout Kings games were so good.
Man, when we got to Fight Night, it was like, so I talked earlier about games making you get interested in different sports. So Knockout Kings got me interested, just not on the nostalgia, because like people like Mike Tyson, Ali, like those were like cultural icons.
Yeah.
And you would watch the fights when they showed them on like ESPN Classics and all of that. At least we did. Fight Night got me watching current boxing, like more so than just the big fights. Now all of a sudden, because you had like ESPN boxing started, and this was the thing too. Yeah. EA would team up with people like ESPN. So now you got ESPN presents like Fight Night. And now they're showing just random dudes who eventually become world champions.
Yeah.
But like we watching them on a Thursday night.
Yep.
and they're like fighting in like a cigar hall, like it's smoky, and it's like the fights usually last 2 rounds because it's a guy who's gonna be good one day and a dude who gets knocked out.
Yep.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get a surprise, somebody gets upset, but most of the time it's like this guy's 7-0. He's an amateur, Gold Gloves. You know, he's an Olympic finalist and all this stuff, and it's like, and then there's a dude who works construction.
Stewart is, passing interest.
Rocky was punching meat before he started, punch his ticket to the world championship. That's right. It's gonna happen for me. Well, I'm waking up right now. I got knocked out.
Oh, it happened
again. But this is like, and when we get to we'll come back for part 2. We started to talk about some of the lows that go on because they're ascending at this point. Like EA is really starting to be like,
can't imagine.
They didn't really have any lows to this point.
No,
not really.
Things just work.
And you can't imagine anything will bring them down.
Now I'm sure they had games that didn't do as well as they hoped, but for the most part,
21-42 is kind of one of the ones I can.
For the most part, they had a lot of wins.
Yeah, it's just. There again, the shotgun approach, it works though. They get games that don't compete with each other. They're just different styles of games, and they put developers in positions to succeed. Yep. They give them the funding that they normally wouldn't get. As far as from all of the stuff I was looking up, and I should have quoted a lot more stuff, but developers like being a part of EA. They like being in this umbrella. Yeah, like I said, Interplay, bro, they're making what they want to. They're making Clay Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the freedom to do that. Nolan was saying earlier, what's that?
That's going to change later on.
Don't worry about that yet. Like Nolan said, they had the Wing Commander in the Ultimate series that people were like, if they would have messed up, their names would have been mud way earlier. And they're like, no, man, they put EA over Wing Commander, and we got Luke Skywalker. I mean, I don't see what the problem is.
Win to me.
But yeah, you guys remember this era?
Oh yeah, I remember. Well, especially going to Macintosh. Yeah, it's all about Def Jam Vendetta and the Underground and of course,
bro. I seen people pull memory cards out for Need for Speed Underground.
Oh, yeah.
like this is not a game. They like, yeah, you said you had that what's called that was real fast. I want to see what it's about though. Put your memory card in and see what it's about.
Oh yeah.
And then
we were big in the PC gaming at this point. So The Sims and Battlefield.
I definitely had
big ones.
I had some good time with Sims because I actually had a PC somewhere around this time.
I got my first cow.
Play the Sims. So
yeah, I had that cow with Windows 2000.
Yeah.
And loaded it up. I was like, man, this shit ain't gonna work. It worked.
Oh shit.
It ain't even like moving at 1 frame a second. Like,
oh shit. Okay.
Are we good? We got steady frame rate. It's like I was playing. If I played on PC, it was like emulators, The Sims, Roller Coaster Tycoon.
There you go.
It's not it, man.
I had Beyond Atlantis 2.
Riven, the sequel to Myst.
Riven.
That's basically the type of game it is.
Okay, I got it on here. I wanted to make sure I had it on here.
You better have it on there.
No, I don't have Riven, the sequel to Myst on here. But no, we got some stuff. We're gonna talk about next time. But yeah, EA is flying high, man. They're on the road. Life is good.
There's no way
Nothing's gonna stop this.
They can make them fall from grace.
Nothing.
They are the kings of the sporting world. They are the kings of some of the most acclaimed, PC and console games. Every time they acquire a franchise, it only makes their umbrella bigger.
Yep.
We will come back next week and we will get into the second half of the EA experience. Like we stopped. This is basically 2005 that we're stopping in, and this is a perfect stopping point for reasons that we kind of mentioned, but we will definitely expound on next week.
We'll get there.
Do some research, man. Y'all got y'all know what we getting ready to get into. Look into it. I know you can just pull it from your brain because you done wrote on forums and all that shit back in the day. You guys need to understand. You're ruining it. You hear me?
Hey, I didn't even have to say it. Everybody else was. But,
okay.
You want to talk about the fighting game news real quick from Evo Japan? First of all, Evo Japan was a lot of fun. Just too bad it happened overnight for 3 nights in a row. I couldn't sleep.
Nah.
But real quick. They announced new characters for
City of the Wolves.
Guilty Gear Strive. Well, there was the new Fatal Fury game they showed a lot of gameplay for, and they showed
looks really good too.
They showed what do they call him now? Marco Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Kushnu butts.
And he looks so good too.
He does look good.
But my boys
so
coming
good.
to Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Slayer.
Slayer.
Announces Slayer for Guilty Gear Strive, which
He gonna be dead.
it's like every time they made an announcement, I fell asleep. Right, I was fighting to stay up.
Man, I just woke
and it's
up
like
and ain't seen
it seemed
updates.
like every morning I woke up there was a new announcement that I missed. It's like, God, it must have happened right after I fell asleep. But yeah, so Slayer for Strive, and
Season
3 and the season 3,
And some balances, right? Some changes.
Yeah, they're putting in the tag mode and everything.
Oh,
Tag
Coming
mode.
to yeah,
oh shit!
Like 2v2.
I think it's 3v3 actually.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it'll bring me back to the game.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
I enjoyed the game. I just, I get, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. This
I
will get
kept
me back in here.
I kept getting punished for attacking first. So,
Counter.
yeah, bro, what?
I love that he punches himself out of his clothes.
Yeah.
And then when he does the super, he gets younger.
Yeah,
That's cool.
You're draining you.
Yeah. So and then Tekken 8 announced the Polish.
Oh yeah. She does like traditional karate.
Yeah, but she's also the prime minister of Poland. What is it with the Japanese fascination with having heads of state in their fighting games?
Bro, I feel like it's like it makes sense why they have stuff like G Gundam, right? It's like we're gonna make these people who have important like political positions make them fight.
that's how we settle things.
That's how they'll be the best ones.
I do not get their fascination with foreign folks being samurai or being really good at martial arts and just
But
head
also,
of states.
Also head of states.
Yeah, heads of state. It's just weird. But yeah, it was new stage. It's like all the extra stuff that's coming in with this season of stuff. Already got I'm tired. What's the capoeira guy?
Eddie
they're
Gordo?
doing and
More
then-
storage stuff. Yeah.
Story stuff.
and then they're doing a story expansion too. So that's cool.
yeah,
So I'm sure that was a big excitement. I guess I shouldn't be surprised how many folks were at Evo Japan because it's the first major in Japan for both this game and Street Fighter 6. Really, because Street Fighter 6 came out after.
Yep, that's right.
Last year, so they had over 5,000 folks sign up for Street Fighter.
shit.
5,000. I was at a tournament where 5,000 folks was at, and let me tell you, that's a lot of folks.
How many were for regular Evo? The real Evo, I should say.
For Street Fighter or
Yeah,
just
for
overall?
Street Fighter.
Oh God, I don't remember. I want to say it was like 6,000. I can't remember, to be honest.
So we still won. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I mean, 5,000 is a lot of folks
In Japan.
in Japan.
Is this the new chick?
anywhere?
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
She was from Tekken 7 at the end.
Yeah, like she was one of the last people.
one of the
So she's
very
not an
last
actual-
ones. Yeah.
Lydia.
Sobieski, the Prime Minister of Poland for some reason. But
Why not?
yeah,
They can fight too. They can.
I can't wait to see her. Get ready for the next battle trailer, though.
Yeah.
Tekken 8, new challenger. When she'll say whatever she says in Polish, Lydia Sobieski, or whatever she's going to do. I don't know. Weird. But then, did they do any other announcements besides Street Fighter? Well, obviously the Akuma one, which a lot of folks started thinking as the weekend was going. A lot of folks were thinking they weren't going to show Akuma because they were doing the gameplay thing of them, starting on Monday over there. Which what made me think, well, they're not going to let that stuff leak out. They're probably going to show the gameplay trailer. And thank God I fell asleep. And I fell asleep,
man.
because it was 2 a.m.
Well, let's stay up.
But I woke up.
I went to sleep on purpose. I'll find out about it tomorrow.
Well, I woke up just in time. It was like 4 something in the morning, just as they were getting started with Street Fighter 6, and they showed the Akuma trailer as before the actual final. So I actually missed the finals because I fell back asleep. But I saw the trailer, and I mean, yeah, it's Akuma.
Yeah, you doing Akuma things.
He's got a command grab now.
I'm not a Shoto guy, so honestly, I don't care. But I know a lot of folks do. And for a lot of folks, Street Fighter 6 isn't coming out until May 22nd. when Akuma's finally in the game.
Why he so thick?
He's been practicing
Because he's old.
No, he's got muscles.
Yeah,
and he's also
muscles on top of muscles.
He's shorter than Ryu.
His muscle.
Canonically.
Yep. So in was hot.
Why you looking
I said it right.
His stage
mechanically
for the folks who were concerned that his stage was still in one piece when it should have been broken after Street Fighter Alpha 2. There, it's broken. You happy?
Yeah.
I want consistency in my fighting games, Nolan.
Obviously. But
3-hit, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
But I think so. He doesn't have a different command for his fireball. I think it's just his fierce fireball now. Like each fireball is different.
Oh, okay.
Or you hold down. No, you hold down the punch button. I think to make them, and each strength does a different number of hits. Oh, that's ridiculous.
You talking about
That's just so fucking stupid.
Oh, my brother! When I learned that one combo just to make you mad.
5 super moves, 2 level 1s, a level 2, and 2 level 3s, of course.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I have more? Look at that. That's the real one right there. Look at that.
It's a new move.
Yeah, I like that. His classic skin.
Yeah.
He's got his hurricane kicking fire there. So his teleport is no longer invincible, though.
No.
So, but he does have a command grab out of his forward teleport now, which is interesting. But I gotta tell you, I'll see when I play against him, but it feels like
special to special. Special to special.
Yeah.
Golly.
Special to special.
And this is level 3. Just sit here and take this punch.
It's gonna be nasty when he gets the critical art version. I know it.
Yeah, I wonder what the critical art looks like, or if that is the critical art, and the normal version of his level 3 is actually worse, which some other characters kind of suffer from too.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that's the critical art one. Well, the other one looks better, but either way. And then everybody was like, wait, he doesn't have. Oh no, he has it.
Yeah. Now you get to see the Raging Demon.
He's definitely got it.
So yeah, the Raging Demon's only a level is only critical art.
Yeah.
So you have to have low health in order to be able to do it.
Hey, I'm gonna.
Dude said you ready for modern Akuma?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Well, they just showed the commands for that in that control scheme too, and because everybody was worried it was just going to be like down and punch or something, but no, it's like it's punch kick special or something like that. So you still have to do a command. It's not one button instant at least. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
But coming with him, and it's 0 frames now too.
Yep.
So if he's standing right next to you and he starts and you weren't already holding up, it's over.
Fuck you.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm already telling you right now.
But it and it can be comboed into now.
Yes.
But
1,000 death.
But it can't be canceled though. So there's a trade-off there. So you can't do like a high kick that's going to go over somebody's head and miss and then do it. Or that's what they say anyway. Somebody's going to.
I got you stuck in the block animation.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will figure out a way to. There'll be ways to go into it. But also coming with him is going to be all the season 2 stuff, including the big adjustment patch. Mm-hmm. And folks are playing it right now. And there's been reports of a lot of the different things. Now, that's not going to be I'm sure whatever everybody's seeing now, some things might still change because for some reason it seems like from what I've seen, they've nerfed E Honda.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I bet you love that.
You nerfed E Honda?
Yeah.
He made him worse?
Nah, he's too strong. Get him out of here.
Whatever. And then but then they also nerfed Lily, although there's not a lot of folks that play her. So the only thing that anybody's saying right now is it looks like her ducking fierce punch is easier to whiff punish now. But almost everybody's like, why would you make her worse? But hopefully we'll get like a character, somebody that actually plays that character to eventually go in and see what the actual change and stuff. Because they had to give her something. They got to give her something. That poor girl is just messed up. And Jamie, they already kind of helped a little bit.
Did he keep
with the last patch?
Did he keep the drinks between rounds now?
I think he keeps.
Not all of them, but
I think he keeps up to level 2.
Yeah.
And like after a couple of more moves, he can cancel the move into drink. Like I think his forward throw, he can cancel into drink now, and something else like some other moves he can cancel into drink now. So he has more opportunities to drink. So that'll carry over, I'm sure.
I wish I would have sent the clip of what I saw somebody. They made like the stupid edits about the patches, and somebody was like, "My idea JP patch, bro." It was so stupid, but it was so funny. The dude jumped with Zangief, and he got ready to do the air throw, and he like blocked it and then threw him, or like somebody was in like mid special, and he like did the step back teleport, and teleported out of the corner, and was just like out of the combo, and he was just like interrupting people's moves. Like, yeah, this would be the optimal JP buffs.
Of course, I haven't heard much about JP.
Is Geef's Lariat any good still or yet?
I haven't heard anything about him either. I mean, they already did the thing where he can combo into his level 3 now out of his EX clothesline, because the first hit doesn't knock him up anymore. You can cancel out of the first hit into his level 3. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he has a way to cancel into his level 3, combo into it. But yeah, I'm interested in the balance patch. They're adding some new stuff to the battle hub, something called Giant Attack.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Something having to do with Akuma, but we don't know what it is yet. Yeah. I mean, we still got the new Fight Pass. I think should be out already, and Akuma will be released on May 22nd. And he also comes with the 3rd costume for all of the DLC characters too. So,
ooh,
which we still hadn't seen those yet. I don't think.
Yeah, they haven't put it up yet.
Yeah, so I'm assuming the next big Akuma trailer will probably be in a couple of weeks. Where they show more gameplay, and then they'll probably show all the different costumes, what the hell Giant Attack is, and maybe a preview of actual season 2, and maybe even
I feel like that's going to be a Summer of Games thing.
Season 2, it might. Yeah, they might wait for that. They might wait for Evo even.
Yeah.
Or CEO, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, CEO Japan, Evo Japan was actually a lot of fun to follow and watch, and had more announcements than I thought was going to be there.
There's a lot of smaller, like, didn't Breakers get a tournament, or they got a new game, or what was it?
I don't know.
It seemed like they had, but it's like a lot of games are getting like re-releases. Like a lot of those old 2D fighting games are getting re-releases.
Yeah. I mean, where everybody's trying to ride the wave, this is the new fighting game high point.
Yeah.
All the big ones are out now, so everybody's going to try to it's like, hey, we have these too. And I think the other day they announced the last character for DNF Duel 2, if anybody cares.
Who was the last character for that?
I forgot her name. I know it's like the Nin fighter or something like that. I don't know. They waited too long.
Yeah, they did.
And it's a shame too, because I really like that game.
That game was a lot of fun. Yeah. And I probably couldn't even play it anymore. I couldn't even tell you who said it anymore. I hadn't played it.
There's a couple punchy kicky people. I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, I played with the guy with the hammer. I just remember.
Oh yeah, that cheap.
Oh, the Crusader.
Hammer. Yeah,
cheap bitch.
That was my guy. So, but yeah, just want to go over that real quick.
Yeah, that's
a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Yep.
All right, well, this was fun, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
It was a good job, man.
On my pontificating.
Yeah. Very informative.
Do the thing.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing it now. If you want to hear more about EA, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you can get notified whenever a new episode goes up.
That's right, Mike.
Yeah, Darius was telling me that somebody was complaining that he found out about it too late. So if you hit that bell, you would know.
You'll always know.
Yeah, he was like, why didn't the episode come out earlier? Because I told him about the Zelda tier list, and he's like, I told him like when the YouTube video, when it popped up in my feed, which was like later that day, because I was at work, and he's like, man, I wish you would have told me earlier so I could listen to it for my whole work day. I was like, well, if you subscribe, you'll get the notification as soon as it comes out that morning.
It's true.
Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Hit the bell so you can get notified.
That's what it's for.
Also, thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you very much for listening.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate that very much. Mm-hmm. Also, let us know what your favorite EA game is
from this time.
Not anything after
05 to from 83 to 05.
If you do anything after 2005, we're gonna shame you and
shame.
We'll make you walk down King's Landing naked.
While they throw rotten food at you.
Yeah. So
I bet it was stinking.
Birds be following you around. They're gonna peck at you.
Doodle on you.
Ooh. Bye.